Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Black Man Unfiltered Network. It is Friday, TGIF. It is so good to be here with you guys. It's so good to be able to speak with you guys and put a show on for you guys tonight. We got a good one tonight. We have a guest here tonight. That's going to come in, man, and we're going to chat it up with him. The panel and I are going to chat it up with the young man. And I think the subject matter is going to be a beautiful thing tonight. So I'm making sure that everybody's backstage. Once everybody gets backstage, I want you guys, it's Friday, so relax. Well, ladies, I know you have your glass of wine. Guys, I know you have your beer of your choice, and you guys are sitting in your lazy boys right now. I'm probably up on your big screen TV, and I'm probably in your ear at your job right now. I'm probably coming through your radio in your 18-wheeler right now. Wherever I am right now, I want to thank you for being here tonight. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Please make sure to support the channel, guys. Right, to support the channel, because this is something I really love to do, that I would love to do full time, because I love being able to entertain. I love being able to educate. I love being able to have the conversations nobody else is having. So again, thank you guys, man. Support the channel. Come on, support the channel. Send me 50 cents, $1, $2 or something in here tonight. We got Black Men Unfiltered Cash App rolling at the bottom of the screen. If you want to join the family, you can also join the family as well. And you can also hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. That helps as well. So anything you can do to help this channel continue to grow, man, come on. It's because of you guys. That's where we are right now. So thank you so much. So I'm gonna let you guys chill to the music. And once I let you guys chill to the music, I'll be back and we'll start the show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody that's here tonight. I went ahead and sent out the notification that we are live. So we should have our people coming in here in a minute. But guys, again, thank you guys for being here tonight. It is amazing to be breathing on this Friday. Somebody this morning didn't make it. Somebody lost their lives on the way to work this morning. Somebody lost a child today. Somebody lost a mother today, a grandmother today, a child, a husband, a wife. And so tonight we want to be thankful that we're still here. We want to be thankful that our children are still healthy and in good health. We want to be thankful for all the things that God has done for us and allowing us to still be here breathing and healthy. Because so many people didn't make it today, and I'm so glad that we're able to sit here tonight and have a discussion and entertain those who came to be entertained, and those who came to learn come to learn. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I can't say it enough. I know I say it a lot, but I will never say it enough, because without you guys, man, where will we be? Let's just be real. All right. I see some of my guys at the back right now, so give me just a second, and we're gonna get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the sanctuary first, man. You know, I always got to go to the sanctuary and greet the guests that are in the sanctuary. 5100, if you can get up in here, that would be amazing to see you tonight, brother. You have the link. I'll send it to you. 5100, Tez, CJ are both, man. It would be great to have you guys here to chat it up with our guest tonight. Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Hey, listen, Jill's Chocolate, man. She's a woman of her word. She sent me some pictures of the chocolate that and the business that she has, and she said that she chocolate I want, so she can send it to me, and that's amazing. So I really appreciate her tonight. I know Jenny is the goddess of this YouTube streets, man. So come on, man. We got to give respect to Jenny tonight. All right, Scam Likely will be here as well in a minute. He's just pulling up at the house to his PC. Quincy Thurston, thank you so much for being here, man. He's a member of the channel as well. He joined the channel. He's a part of the Black Man Unfiltered family. So thank you so much, Quincy. What We Know podcast is in the building tonight, guys. All right, we got 5100 podcasts in the building tonight as well. All right, so let's get this thing started. We're going to play the intro, and we're going to be right back up in this thing after the intro. We're going to go right into the conversation. Peace.
Bitch, I'm on the rail. I wrap it, I bag it, I pack it for sale. Got feeling on speed out, I hit me to chill. I give it a thrill, I put it on film. Niggas facade get applaud, that ain't real. Come to my section and flex, we can tell. I got a show and she dipping them nails. I'm flipping my L's, I know they can tell. I did it too major, they hit me for favors. Been him since the cable was cut in the cradle. What's up, only right that I do it. Colossal until I'm a fall, so they want me to fail. Look, we prevail. Tell them to point out who said it, they run it. Bitch, I'm on your tail. Know that they talking, they telling them tales. Just know how to tell, that shit for the sale. Yeah. Hey, they talk like they got it, but they need to stop it. I'm leading with logic, my heartbeat is frosted. I seen it, got optics I needed from Shawty. She mean with the top and it's obvious. They need him a target, I'm dodging their darts, make 'em reach for the stars. I'm dumping, I'm forcing the pun off the runs. I'm moving with caution, I'm saucing my nigga is nothing. From nothing to something they'll never be. Tycooning, I'm Jay with the thizzle face. I'm nothing my section has ever seen. Run the ice so I'm touch, I don't need a screen. I'm Curry, I spit shit from 30 deep. Do the pin in the pad like it's surgery. She been curving you just to flirt with me. Toolie tucked off, but the jewels out. I just in a home with a full mouth. I'm a rare breed when the moon out. I'ma stop playing by the rules now. I been ran plays, need a new route. Queen said she needs space in a new house. Mom told me that she pray for the kid every day. No wonder I'm getting paid for the tunes now. They bang on their ass, bitch, I'm on the rail. I wrap it, I bag it, I pack it for sale. Got feeling on speed out, I hit me to chill. I give it a thrill, I put it on film. Niggas facade get applaud, that ain't real. Come to my section and flex, we can tell. Niggas really outside with it. Roll with it. Roll with it. Roll with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good evening, good evening. Listen, it's Friday night, so you know we got to honor my boy Kevin Samuel. So I'm gonna play his little instrumental in the background while I bring up my cast for tonight. Who's gonna be here tonight? All right, So the first thing I want to say again, man, this channel is growing, and man, listen, if it weren't for y'all, man, come on, stop it, man. But I'm so grateful for the people that support. But yeah, so let me go ahead and bring everybody up tonight. The first person I want to bring up is my brother from another mother. Let's give it up, man. We're going to have a deep conversation tonight. So I had to pick wisely on who I had on here tonight for this intellectual conversation. So the men that you're going to see here tonight and are coming up tonight is going to have a conversation with our guest Driscoll tonight. All right, I ain't gonna tell y'all who Driscoll is yet. I'm gonna let what we play reveal to you who he is. All right, we're gonna have a conversation. So the first person I want to bring up tonight is my brother from another mother. He know I love him like he my blood, man. Give it up for my brother. No captivity in the building tonight. Yes, sir. Ace, man, send me one of them jackets. Now, I couldn't wear the one you got on because the one you got on is like a headband for me right now. But you got to send me one of them jackets right there. Bye.
They get it.
Absolutely, man. All right, listen. The next two brothers I'm finna bring up. See, tonight is about to go down because I got somebody that matched this same thing with me tonight. I'm sick of these bald head niggas. I'm sick of them. So we're gonna bring up the smooth cats in here tonight. Let's give it up for my brother. He's the one half. He's the host of the What We Know podcast. Give it up for my boy, all the way in Michigan, JT. What We Know in the building. Yeah. Hey, listen, we got another smooth cat in the building tonight. Come on, his name is Mr. Bennett, and he ain't in it. Give it up for the smooth cat, Mr. Bennett.
Mr. B.
Hey, I see you, Rutgers. Come on. Hey, listen now, guys. The guest for tonight, as you seen on the thumbnail tonight, is Driscoll. We had a nice conversation behind the scenes, and we brought this thing to fruition tonight because we're going to have the conversation. And so I want to bring him up tonight. Give it up to my boy, Driscoll TV in the building tonight. Yeah, I got a dread guy here tonight. Yeah, y'all know what's up. Yeah. All them bald. Hey, you know what, Driscoll? For the last few months, man, it's been number bald head dudes on the panel, bro. Number bald head dudes, man. I'm over here dreaded out by myself, man. Mandrell ain't no bald head dude though. Mandrell got a six head.
Hey, I'm glad to help break the monotony.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. Hey, somebody got their YouTube on in the background.
Huh.
Let me see.
Is it me?
Yep, somebody still got to listen.
I'm gonna mute real quick to see if it's...
Okay, go ahead. Welcome. Yeah, it is you, Driscoll.
All right, I'm gonna turn my volume down a little bit.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you guys for being here. Let me get let me put the dread guys up here side by side, man. You know, I'm sick of these bald head dudes, man. Let me put the bald head dudes at the bottom together. Yeah. All right, man. So it's good to see you, man. Good to see you, Mr. Bennett, JT. Good to see you. No captivity. Now, how are you guys doing, man? You know, I got to ask about family. So I'm gonna start with JT and go around the building. JT, how is everything doing? How's the lady of your life doing? How are your kids? What's going on, man? How you doing, brother?
Man, we all doing great, man. You know what I'm saying? We all doing great, man. My lady, she's still being beautiful and scrumptious as ever, you know, and everybody else in the family, they doing it, man. We all still out here breathing and living.
Okay, absolutely, my brother, absolutely. And man, thank you for being here tonight, brother. You know I love you, man. All right.
Hey, Jill.
Let's get my boy, Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bennett, how's the wife? Hey, listen, I know you're empty nester. You've been walking around butt naked around the house. So tell us what's going on.
Not yet. This weekend, Sunday, I moved my youngest daughter back to campus. My middle one's already on campus, and my other one, she's barely here. She's down in Florida right now, enjoying the sun down there. So we're getting close. We can kind of, you know, feel the time coming. So it's getting exciting here.
Absolutely, man. Let's see here. Thank you for being here, Mr. Bennett. Always. No captivity, my boy.
How's your wife? Brother?
I know she wasn't feeling good. So how's the wife? And then how are you coping with the loss of your mom? All this different stuff. You know, I gotta. You know. So how are you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing good, man. My wife, she actually took her last COVID test and it came back negative. So She's doing real good.
Absolutely, brother.
That's
Absolutely.
what's Yeah,
Absolutely,
and
brother. I'm glad she's feeling better. How's everything going? Like, how are you coping with your mom and everything like that, brother?
you know what? It's been a struggle between me and my wife. I know we talk about therapy on these spaces all the time,
Right.
and I've even advocated for it. But guess what? I've never done it, right? So she was like, "Baby, you might need to think about doing some grievance therapy," and I just conceded to it. So I'm going to be starting grievance therapy in a little while. So it's going to be new. But I'm gonna try it out, see how it goes.
Absolutely. So listen, Driscoll, I'm gonna ask you how your family doing, but I don't want you to reveal who your family is yet. But I want to ask you how your family doing. How are you doing, man? How's your mental health today?
Hey man, I'm blessed. I got no complaints.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Not a single complaint.
All right. Now you can turn your mic up a little bit because it's a little low. And then we're gonna go ahead and get started. Now, listen, I got some more people that just walked in the church. We got Mayan King revisited in the building tonight. We got Miss Carrington in the building tonight. Come on, y'all. Let's give it up for him. Let's give it up. All right, hit that like button and that subscribe button as you guys walk through the door. And when you come in, I'm telling you right now, the ushers, which are the moderators, are going to give you a seat and sit back and enjoy the ride. So listen, guys, as you see tonight, it says, yes, I'm controlling. So what? Let me say it again. Yes, I'm controlling. So what? Y'all see the subject for tonight. And I wanted to talk to you guys. I talked to Driscoll about this, and he's our guest tonight, man. I'm so glad that he cut out some time out of his busy schedule to be here. And we wanted to discuss some things that has been going on with him and his wife. First of all, I want to play. Some of y'all may know who his wife is, but a lot of you may not know. And when I show you who his wife is, y'all gonna fall out your chair. His wife. I'm going to play a video of his wife.
Play JT's clip.
Huh? Oh. We're gonna get little JT. There it is. That ain't gonna never get old, bro. That ain't gonna never get old. All right. So so I'm going to play a video of his wife discussing something about their marriage. And then after she discussed something about their marriage, she went through it. She went through it after this small clip. This is who his wife is, ladies and gentlemen.
I know a lot of women aren't going to like this. They're going to scream from the mountaintops that I'm a grown woman and I can choose for myself. True, you can choose for yourself. But let your husbands choose your friends. It will save you a lot of heartache.
Oh, that's why he's sitting up there all cool, calm, and collective. I see what's going on. Yeah.
Now watch this. I'm going to play it one more time because I want y'all to hear, because I know y'all are probably shocked about who his wife is, but I want y'all to hear exactly what she said again. I want y'all to hear every word she just said and pay attention. Get a pen and paper out, somebody, and pay attention to what she just said so we can have this conversation. Here we go again.
I know a lot of women aren't going to like this. They're going to scream from the mountaintops that I'm a grown woman and I can choose for myself. True, you can choose for yourself. But let your husbands choose your friends. It will save you a lot of heartache.
Amen.
Yeah, guys. First of all, I want to get the guys' thoughts first, and then Driscoll, we're going to let you shut it down because I got two more clips for y'all. I got one more of her, and then I got another with her coming back because a lot of people said a lot about her after she said that, after she made that short. Some people came back and said something, so she had to do another video to break down what she meant because somebody said that's too extreme. So let's start with Freezy. Freezy, what are your thoughts about what his lovely wife just said?
Listen, she's spot on. I always said, listen, I do not let my wife hang around other single women, especially that's doing hot girl summer. The best way to stay, to keep a good household with Freezy is to let me approve. I would say this. I don't necessarily have to choose your friends, but I do have to approve your friends. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's one and the same. Maybe it is.
I don't necessarily have to choose your friends, but I do have to.
You got an echo.
Yeah, I don't know if that's.
But yeah, I do have to approve of your friends, because I always say this, birds of a feather will flock together. Just because a woman even if a woman was raised right, spirits can infiltrate and change a woman's behavior. I'm a firm believer of that. So that's why I'm very strict on that. So yes, I agree with family values 100%.
All right, absolutely. Now,
Toxic,
Dusto
bro.
just came in the bill. Another bald head brother going right on that bottom row with them other bald head guys. All right. So Dusto
And
just
got to
got
be
here.
showing up in the tank all the time. Got to be showing
Absolutely.
up. All the
Dusto
time.
just got here, and I want to
I
play
just
the
got
video.
back from the gym.
I want to play the video one more time for Dusto because he just came in. So here we go.
I know a lot of women aren't going to like this. They're going to scream from the mountaintops that I'm a grown woman and I can choose for myself. True, you can choose for yourself. But let your husbands choose your friends. It will save you a lot of heartache.
All right, Mr. Bennett, what are your thoughts about the clip?
It was interesting. I know just from my experience, I know I've never had to have the conversation with my wife about choosing her friends. One, her circle's very small. She has 3 other sisters. So growing up, her sisters were basically her friend circle. She didn't have to necessarily go out and meet a lot of people and meet a lot of friends. So she didn't have a lot of girlfriends, so to speak, when we met. If she did, it definitely would have been part of the selection criteria. So part of seeing what she's going to be wife material or not, I would have, certainly wanted to spend time with her friends to just kind of see how they interact, because I've been in a lot of rooms, kind of the fly on the wall, and hear the dynamic when girls get together, what they may say about their men or about their husbands, or soon to be husbands or whatnot. And then, if I had a wish, a lot of times I wish I could just go to the guy, the fiance, and be like, look, you may want to reconsider this one, because she may be telling you one thing to your face, but she's a different person behind closed doors, and there's like an energy that feeds off of one another. So it would have been part of the selection criteria for me who her friend circle was, who she chose to associate with. But we've never had to encounter such an issue in our marriage. But I would think at this time, if I did have a problem with someone, or if I thought there was someone who wasn't good for her to hang around with, which again, it's hard to come to a remembrance who that may be. There have been a couple times where I've had to tell her, because some of her people who she has gotten close to, my wife, she's very good at her. I think her gift is listening, and so she'll take in a lot of information, and a lot of times it can have an impact on her, and people just want to kind of pour out and their business to her a lot of times. So sometimes I tell her, look, you might want to pull back a little bit. If it gets to the point where it starts affecting you, where you can't goes beyond empathy to sympathy, and you're like, sharing that, then that's not good for you to be weighing also. So there've been times where I've told her, you may need to pull back a little bit on this one or that one, but we've never had to have the conversation of, look, I don't want you talking to this one. I don't think this person's good for you to be in her life. She keeps her circle very small. So that just hasn't been an issue for us.
All right, absolutely. So, Dusto, what do you think about the clip? She's basically saying that the husband has a lot of wisdom and a lot of understanding of people that are surrounding you, and you may not be able to see it, but he can, and so he needs to vet your friends and choose your friends for you. And what are your thoughts, Dusto?
I think it depends on the woman. It's like there were some women I dated that if it ended up married, we wouldn't have had that conversation, because a woman who's marriage-minded is probably going to be around other marriage-minded women, or the conversations that you have about their friends that are loose. It'll be, hey, man, can you believe what this chick did the other day? They would be saying things saying, hey, that ain't me, but this person's out of line. Or they'll be trying to tell their friends, hey, you out of line. If that's the case, you don't really need to check the friends like that. But if she's weak and she's following the influence, if she's that much of a follower, and it's to the point where you think that you're going to come home one day and it's her and 4 feminists all up on the couch, then yeah, you need to have that conversation. But in the dating process, you're kind of going to know you'll know who she is and where she thinks. If she's a follower, make sure she's following you more than the feminists, because 3 or 4 of them in your couch 3 days a week, she's done. If she's listening to them, she's done. She'll be out of there in 90 days.
Absolutely. Appreciate that. JT, what you got for
What's up,
me?
brother? Of course, man. I like the video when she had came out. I seen some of the comments that she had where it was a lot of so-called pushback or whatever. But I can speak on in my younger years, it was an organic thing where which is now my ex-wife, but the friends that she had, they ended up not being her friends anyway. And so because she had to follow me in the lifestyle that I led, she had to get new friends. It was just what it was. Those friends was when we was in high school. I didn't like them when we was in high school. So by the time we got married, they wasn't even friends anyway. It was just at the point where, you know, it wouldn't have ever have. They wasn't there. She had one friend that I did not like in high school, and that friend was not invited to my house ever. She kept her away from me, and it just got, you know. And then we ended up moving anyway. I was out of the country for a minute, so yeah, I pretty much kind of like picked her friends. You know, it was what it was.
Absolutely. So I do want to say before you go, do you want to play the other clips first before you go and do it all as a whole, or you want to address each one as they come?
That's up to you. Whatever you feel is best.
Okay, I'll play it all. So I'm going to play the second clip of her coming back, responding to the women that were trying to drag her in the comments or had some pushback against her in the comments. I'm going to play that video right now. Give me just a second. Here we go.
Show that we as women, we are natural followers. And the people we surround ourselves with have a lot of influence on our lives, whether we like it or not. That's just how we are. We mold into the environment that we are in, and we, you know, that's just who we are. That's how God created us, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's why we need the protection of our fathers and the protection of our husbands, from father to husband, to have that headship and that leadership to guide you with life. And I came from a place of experience when I said this, because there has been many times that my husband has warned me of certain women, and I, because of my soft nature, because of my empathy, and because of the grace and forgiveness that I carry, I would tend to overlook things, even though my own discernment is saying maybe not, maybe she, but I don't like to go to the extreme, like, oh, I gotta cut her off, you know. And there's been many times where my husband was like, I don't think she's good for you, and I would argue him, not in a disrespectful way, but I would defend her, and he will say, all right, because he doesn't force me. He gives me the wisdom. But as I'm growing in wisdom and as I'm learning, my husband tends to be right 9 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10, honestly. I've never had a moment where my husband gave me a red flag about somebody and he was wrong about them. So I just believe that God gives our husbands a certain type of wisdom that really protects, that gives them the ability to protect their family, to protect, you know, even our emotions. We are emotional creatures, and he's like, you know, he's thinking about the future, and that he's gonna be the one to pick up those pieces. He's gonna be the one that is gonna be there when I'm disappointed of how this relationship happened, or whatever happened in that relationship, rather it be jealousy, envy, or just plain, oh, she just wasn't the right type of friend because she influenced me in certain areas, even though I disagreed with her and told her how I felt about certain things. Just being around that can impact the way that I see life and the way that I even treat my husband or my kids. So it's very important to know who to bring into your life and who to let in on that level. And our husbands, because we have become one, it affects him too. It affects his family and his peace of mind as well. So I say, let your husbands choose your friends, because they want what's best for us. They want what's best for them and their family and the marriage as a whole, because they don't care too much about you having friends. They just want you to be able to balance having friends while still being a wife, while still being a mother. So it's very important that you listen to the wisdom that your husband gives you, and because a lot of times they see things that we don't. they see things that we don't even see, or they foresee things that, you know, the girl could be perfect. We're great together. We have fun together. We get along. There's no jealousy. There's nothing there. But he sees, oh, she has these type of tendencies and they could influence the way that you think. And a lot of women don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. What do you mean? Do you think I'm not strong enough to stand up for what I think is right? And I'm clearly, I'm sure that you can, but why even go down that route where you have to do that, where you have to deflect or repel these bad influences? And as the leader of your home, as your personal security guard, your covering, he's there to protect you spiritually, mentally, emotionally. And as a man, they take that seriously. I think it's very important for us ladies to take their wisdom seriously. So that was the whole point of that message. Yes, it's extreme. It was meant to be extreme because this society is extreme. Feminism is extreme. The mindsets that a lot of women have due to the media and the indoctrination, even good, virtuous women they struggle in today's society because there's so many influences telling us to be the opposite of what we should be. So take into consideration what your husband says about friends. And I will go as far as to say, let him vet your friends. Let him pick your friends. It will save you a lot of heartache. And it will prevent even issues within your own marriage.
Freezy. Hey, no, we're going to start the JT first and come back around. Like, we're going to go backwards this time. JT, what are your thoughts on that epic video, brother?
Oh my God, man. She said a lot, bro. She said a whole lot. It's everything that she spoke on, the average woman is against it. Absolutely. We were just on Blanco TV. Shout out to Blanco TV, man. And we were just talking about the same. We was in the RAM talking about the same thing. Where with men, when you got a serious man, and when we look at this woman as I'm responsible for her, I'm responsible for my children, you cannot disappoint her. You can't disappoint your family. You can't. So you have to be able to lead with wisdom. You have to be able to lead with discipline. You have to be able to lead with a sense of pride when it comes down to your family. And in order for that to happen, you got to make sure that you don't have a bunch of outside influences on your family. That's wife and children. So I don't look at it as controlling at all. I look at it as being in control and actually being able to teach your wife what it is to be in control, because this is what I look at. I might not be here for a certain time in your life. We're talking about getting old and dying. Hopefully, by the grace of God, I'll leave before you. But before I do that, I'm going to have to pour and instill everything into you. You know what I'm saying? And not only to you, but to my kids. But the best thing a man can do is to love his kids through his wife, not around his wife. So when you love your kids, come on, man, you got to do that through the wife. That the best way to do it is through the wife. And I mean, it just like that. I got a lot more to say, but I want the brothers to go ahead and get it.
Scam Likely. Yeah, throw your hat in there, Scam Likely. What are your thoughts? You muted, brother. And he got him another microphone today, guys. Security Boss, and he won a brand new microphone from Security Boss today, bro. Man. Shout out to Security Boss.
Oh, that's what's up.
Mic too.
Yeah, she celebrated her 4,000 subscribers today, and she gave away 3 microphones with the cloud razors and what else was it? She gave away $100 on Cash App. She gave away 3 microphones. She gave away a sweatshirt, a long sleeve shirt. Like, she just giving stuff away today.
Oh man, hey, that's what's up. She's a gem, man.
Yeah. And Dusto won one of the. Dusto, you won more than one thing. You won a damn microphone.
And the sweatshirt too.
And a sweatshirt. Yeah. He
Where
wore a
the fuck I
sweatshirt
was
too.
at?
I need that mic though, because I'm gonna
I
start
think
doing
that was
music.
at, wasn't it at 2 o'clock? I think I was at,
like
was it
4.
4. It's like 4.
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I was at work.
Yeah. Shout out to Security Boss. Congrats on the 4K.
Absolutely. Shout out to her. All right. So let's get over to CJ. Did you get a chance to see the video? The first one?
Yeah, I'm at work tripping off it, man.
Okay. All right. So let's get Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bennett, what are your thoughts on the video?
I don't think Dusto got a chance to answer.
No.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dusto.
Yeah.
That's cool. No, I was just gonna say it's a hard one because women know everything nowadays. They know everything, so you can't tell them nothing. So actually sitting down and telling her, hey man, your girl out there in them streets, raw dog Ronnie. Look, I don't want raw dog Ronnie's running through our house and her trying to borrow money and stuff. No, she good. I mean, you can't tell them nothing. So one thing I like that she said was like, we're saying that, you know what, you're gonna see, because sometimes you gotta let people hit their head on a brick wall and then come back, depending on what type of person you're dealing with. Oh, okay, all right, we'll see. Next you know, she's pregnant with triplets, and by 4 different dudes. Yeah, now she see. But that's all I got.
Mr. Bennett, what are your thoughts on the video?
Well, one thing she said that was interesting, she was talking about how women are easily influenced, or they're absorbed by the energy in the room. But if that's true, then no one's influential. You know what I mean? I mean, if every woman's like that, then no woman's like that. There's always in these dynamics, you have alpha females, just like you have alpha males. And you do have women who will dominate and some who are more softer or who can be more influenced. She openly admitted that she's soft-hearted, that she can be influenced. And I think certainly because of that, I think Brother Driscoll, knowing that, I think he would certainly have a more vested interest in screening her friends as a result of that. But there's just some ladies who are the influencers.
There's an echo.
And I'm sorry, is that me or?
I don't know.
You hear echo fire? I don't hear one.
I don't hear one. Right. So I'm saying, I think it's about knowing who you are. It's just like with your kids. There's some kids who can go in, and take over a room or be the influencers, and there's some who are easily influenced. Just like your child, there's certain settings you wouldn't want your child in. So I think being a wise person, a wise husband, just like being a wise father, or certainly those, or even if you just got brothers in your life who are in your friendship circle, to be wise enough or love them enough to say, hey, I don't think these people who you're hanging around with are good for you. To have that kind of influence, I think is important, especially if you know the person. So I think a lot of this is knowing your spouse, knowing the person who you're with, knowing what their touch buttons are, and knowing how they can be easily influenced by others. And if you see people like that coming at them, then yeah, you obviously step in and you protect what's yours. But I don't think it's that like that for every person, because there are very dominant women who just go in and they'll take over the pride. Just like, in the animal kingdom, you got a lot of times it's the females who are the dominant ones, not the men. And so certainly in these packs, so there's certainly women out there who will go out there and do they're the influencers, not to be easily influenced. I don't think you can apply that to everyone, but I think you need to know who you're with and what's needed in any given situation. I don't want to make a blanket statement for everybody.
Yeah. Now I think that there's influence on everybody. At a certain point in their life, somebody's getting influenced. I think it's more about what's influencing you. Is it a bad influence or is it a good influence? Because I think a lot of women get around the wrong circles. And I think what she's alluding to is that a lot of women get around the wrong circles and they be like, girl, you and your husband had an argument last night. Girl, we don't do that. Let me put you up on game. When he acts stupid like that, just don't give him none.
Mm-hmm.
You have women that really, and then have your wife, even if she's strong-minded, you'll have your wife saying, damn, she right. I got the power. You're right. And your wife then got this whole cake put on. She Mr. Strange now, and you ain't getting none. She ain't talking to you. She calling the homegirls, girl, you was right, girl. He is frustrated. He is mad around the house. I knew it. Ooh, girl, I know you my girl, so you do have women that are like that misery loves company, but we get Freezy. Freezy, what are your thoughts or your comments on the video, my brother?
when I seen Family Values video, the first thing that struck me was this is a woman that's letting her husband protect their family, right? So a lot of times, not all women, but just dealing with feminine energy in general, they can be very inviting and very liberal when they're dealing with people in general, right? And they can put themselves in compromising situations, right? So I've heard a lot of women say, hey, you're not my daddy. You're not my Lord. I only got one Jesus. I only got one God. You know what I'm saying? So that right then and there, they're trying to displace you from a position of authority. They're telling you that, listen, you were my husband and you have some authority, but they're telling you it's a limitation. Just hold on, big boy. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're telling you. But they don't understand a guy like me who has been a lot of places travel, especially in college, right? Let's not even talk about these innocent young women that go to college. I'm not talking about the freaks. I'm talking about the ones that were actually raised by a two-parent household, raised the right way. But you want to listen, it's amazing what a night out with a few homegirls and alcohol will do.
Man.
Okay. Before you know it, this good girl who was raised by her father and mother, she's twerking, listening to the hot girls.
Yeah.
Okay. And it doesn't mean that she's a bad girl. It just means that women can be very naive, especially when extra influences are involved. So you do need protection. A lot of women do need protection, that discernment outside of themselves. This is why it's not ideal for women to accept leadership roles over men and women, because it's not conducive to the nation as a whole, right? It's just too many nuances that could compromise us. Their emotions and irrationality and all that kind of stuff. So I salute Family Values for letting her husband protect herself and her whole family.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that. CJ, what you got for us, man?
Well, yeah, I saw the video, and of course I agree with her, but I just don't think people understand fully the millennial generation. Like, I just don't think people can grasp how most of us look at relationships, and maybe we're wrong, maybe we're right, but the traditional relationship is just, it's for most of us, it just won't work. And I'll say this because of our programming. Like me, for instance, being raised by a single mother, and pretty much every guy I know other than Ted, Ted was raised in a two-parent home, but most of us were raised by women, and that includes the girls. And the girls just don't see the value in men. Like, they only see us for the meat stick and what we can buy them. It's not even provision, it's what we can buy them. Because I've done 100% of the bills and I'm still divorced. I cared about her feelings and I'm still divorced. Like, so it's not that. I think what's going on is that women are fighting with their nature. And I think that happened with the liberation movement, the feminist movement. And now we're in a position where everybody's working, and now men are displaced from what we always been, and women are carving out themselves a new role. And that's where all the confusion comes in. So when I see what she's saying, I 100% agree with her that that really is how it should be. But I don't see it getting back to a place where men are taking care of everything and women just being housewives, because I say this all the time. We talk about that, but do they really want it? And people would say yes, because who wants to work? They do. I'm telling you, pretty much every girl I've dated or talked to thinks that way. They have the Jay-Z and Beyonce mentality, not realizing that they're billionaires and they had kids after, and Beyonce's basically sat it down for the most part, and Jay-Z is the one out there doing most of the work. So we're the power couple generation, and I don't see it changing because we didn't see anything else, to be honest.
Yep.
Can I say something on it?
Yeah. Go ahead real quick. Yeah.
So this is the thing. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. So when we talking about generational, this is the thing. it's going to change, and it's going to change for the worse. And you're going to have to get back to basics. There's no way that you can. When you see when you see the end results to women being on their own, it's not a good thing. It's not about working. It's not about all these things. It's actually about working together. And one of the things that we do understand is that things work better when you have a man that is leading his family. Things work way better when you have a woman that can take the ideal of that man and multiply that ideal. The only reason why it's not working is because of fear. It's not working right now because they tried it and it's not working. It's working because they're scared to even go. A lot of these women are scared to give up what they think is leverage. It's not leverage that they have. One of the things that, if you've been out in the dating game, that you can do by looking at a woman and vetting a woman, look at the car that she drives. Understand, you will see her with either the quarter panel dented, the bumper in the back is out, the car is all is trashy. She has no order in her life. You go to her apartment or her house, she has kids that is just, they up at 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, running around, screaming, hollering. You see no order in their life. And they're bitter and mad, not at the men. They're bitter and mad at their decisions that they've made. And a lot of them, they wish that they can have it. The thing is that they don't want to do what it takes to get it.
Yeah, that was
they want.
They don't really want to do it.
Yeah, they want it, but it will. This is the thing. Nothing stays the same. It changes. Everything changes. And one of the things that, and we talked about this earlier, tradition is not even a thing anymore. That's crazy. You have to know what tradition is and why tradition exists. A lot of people don't.
Man, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Now, since everybody gave their idea on that, now Driscoll responded with his wife on the video. I have their small clip that they did together, and then we're gonna let Brother Driscoll cook. We're gonna get everybody's opinion off of this one, but then after that, man, we're gonna let Driscoll get the floor and talk about and defend what it is what he believes is good for his marriage and his family, and all of that. All right, so here we go. It's the last one.
I did a couple of videos, a couple of shorts about telling wives to let their husbands choose their friends, right?
Absolutely.
And I got a couple of responses. They didn't really like that. So what do you say to the women who say that is controlling?
Absolutely. I'm very controlling. In fact, I am extremely controlling. And I don't care what anybody has to say about it, because at the end of the day, everybody in this household carries my last name. Everybody in this household is my responsibility. If anything happens to you or one of these kids, that's on me. Mm-hmm. If we're failing as a family, everybody's going to look at me. So yes, I'm absolutely in 100% full control. Yeah. I'm an authoritarian over here. I'm okay with that. Matter of fact, merch coming soon. I'm controlling.
So
it's merch,
man. Merch coming soon. So we'll start.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we'll start the talk with Freezy, and then we'll go back around Freezy. What are your thoughts on that?
Would you mind if I just go ahead and get mine? I'm gonna go back and work.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, boy. Go ahead.
To his point, that's what I faced a lot of when I was actually taking care of everything for my family at one point. It was always the controlling point. But do people not think Donald Trump had control, or President Biden had control, or the principal of a school has control? Like, you're going to have control if I'm running everything. Because like he said, the biggest line that I took from what he said was, if everything falls, it's on me. That's the part of the leadership role that even some guys don't want to talk about, because they just want to look at what the woman did wrong, which you can do that. But the point is, it's on you. If Steph loses the finals, who are we talking about? We're talking about Steph. When LeBron loses the finals, we're talking about LeBron. We can talk about his auxiliary parts, but at the end of the day, They're talking about his finals record at 4-6. So I agree with the brother 100%, man. I'll try to jump back on in my next break, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right,
Appreciate you,
CJ.
brother.
Yep.
All right, Mr. We'll go to Freezy, and then we'll get Mr. Bennett. Go ahead, Freezy.
I think Driscoll exemplified proper leadership when he said that. I've never heard a guy actually answer it like that, but that was gangster. I loved it. When he said,
Unapologetic.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So many times women use the controlling term as a shaming tactic, right? And men run away from that. You know, they don't want the pushback. They don't want to give the pushback. But I felt like you know what? I salute you, Mr. Driscoll. And man, the way you answered that question, you answered it like a real leader. And
surprise, motherfucker.
When you said that you're responsible for everybody because everybody carries your last name, man, I almost fell out my seat. I was like, God, okay, all right, that's what I'm talking about. You know, that was gangster, bro.
I appreciate that.
Hey, Mr. Bennett, what are your thoughts?
I looked at less the C word. I just think he's just being a responsible leader. That, you know, there's certain people, you talk about the Jordans, you talk about the LeBrons. These are the guys who want the smoke. So these guys are saying, look, I want the ball at the end of the game. And he's one of those guys. Now, they say, now, if you want to debate there used to be a debate who's better, MJ or LeBron, because MJ would want the ball at the end of the game. LeBron, that wasn't the role that he necessarily wanted, at least not early on. I think he had to hook up to go down to Miami and learn how to be a winner. But this is a man who, you know, he's not just saying it just to be dominant. I think the problem is you have a lot of guys out there who say that, but show no in their responsibilities, in the decisions that they make. You have a lot of people, you have a lot of dictators. They want authority, but they don't want leadership. And I think where the confusion's coming in is that there's too many of us. So I don't think any of this has to do with family values. I think it really has to do with us. Too many of us have not wanted the leadership, but we want the authority. We want the title that goes with it. Now, someone mentioned earlier, I didn't mention him earlier, but you got a lot of guys like the former president who certainly wants the authority and he wants people to follow him. He ain't loyal to nobody, because as soon as he gets in trouble, he running somebody under the bus. So that's not a leader. Now, I may get smoked for that, but I'm just saying there's people who sit up there and act authoritarian, but there's no level of service. There's no sacrifice. I mean, you could already tell Driscoll, he gonna lay down his life 10 toes down for his family, no matter what. He going down. And a lot of guys say that, but at the end of the day, are you really going to be there to do that? So I have no problem with a man like him who's willing to take that on and take the responsibility, and all he's asking for is basically for his wife and his family to follow that. I think a lot of women could get behind that, but there's been too many of us who either we couldn't be there for one reason or another, or we just didn't show up, or we weren't taught to be that. Because a lot of us, again, have been raised by our mothers or what have you, and we just haven't had the models in front of us that showed us what that's like. That's what as a man, when you grow up, you're supposed to want that leadership and take that on. We haven't been shown enough of it. So I think that's really where the issue is. We just haven't seen enough of it. So when we hear it for a lot of times it may offend us. But if he just said that without the other things that were on top of it, then I'd say, yeah, this brother, he's just looking for, he's got control. He would have controlling issues, or he's got a Napoleon complex or something like that. But no, he's not shirking anything. And anybody's willing to take that on, more power to him.
All right. Hey, Dusto, and then JT, you follow right behind Dusto, and then we'll get the Reverend of the evening to the microphone. Go ahead, Doc.
Driscoll, I just wanted to ask a question.
But no, get your comment now first, because you're going to be able to ask him anything you want to ask him. Because I want him to, when we ask him a question, we won't give him the floor, and we can ask him anything after everybody get their comments first. So go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I'll just say, I actually heard somebody always say that, it was Anton. He says, I'm a benevolent dictator. His word goes. But the thing that comes with that is if his word goes, he has to be right. He has to be on point. Because anything and everything that he says, if he's going to take that level of responsibility, all of it falls on him. So some people don't want that level of leadership, but it's like if you want control, if you want that level of leadership, your level, if you want that level of control in your household or that level of authority, you need to have that level of leadership. That's all I got.
All right, JT.
Well, the way I look at it is if you don't want that level of leadership, then you shouldn't be getting married at all. You shouldn't. You should not. You ain't got no business even trying to be, because you are the leader. There's no way that you can look at it. This is why you have so many men that get caught up in the mess. They get caught up in the mess, because what happens is that they don't take on accountability for none of it. It's just like, you understand, and a lot of you guys may understand, in a leadership position, you still have to be the one to say, listen, I'm still responsible for whatever this team is. I'm responsible. When it falls, it's on me. So you have to represent me well. You have to exemplify a level of, again, what I was saying before, a level of being able to follow. You have to be able to follow. Some people are not meant to be leaders, not in the sense of taking on the full accountability. That's what a husband actually is. He's going to take on full accountability. So that's why he has to be able to vet the woman that he's going to have a family with. He has to vet her. If she is not protectable, if she's not a follower, she is not meant to be up under you, period. If you up under her, she's going to lead you to the end of your relationship.
Man, I appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The man of the evening, the man that runs his household like a man should run his household, and a lot of people don't agree with him. A lot of people don't agree with his wife, but I think that when you have something working in that like that, man, that's just working. A lot of people don't like to see it. A lot of people don't want it. A lot of people look at it like he controlling, and like he said on the video, oh yeah, I may clip that little part. Oh yeah, I'm controlling. So but again, ladies and gentlemen, before he comes up, you know how in the Baptist church they always give a soliloquy of the pastor, where he's from and what he's about. So ladies and gentlemen, you just coming in, I'm going to play his video for you one more time, his part, what he said, and right after that, the next voice you'll hear is Bishop Driscoll TV. Here we go.
I did a couple of videos, a couple of shorts about telling wives to let their husbands choose their friends, right?
Absolutely.
And I got a couple of responses. They didn't really like that. So what do you say to the women who say that is controlling?
Absolutely. I'm very controlling. In fact, I am extremely controlling. And I don't care what anybody has to say about it, because at the end of the day, everybody in this household carries my last name. Everybody in this household is my responsibility. If anything happens to you or one of these kids, that's on me. Mm-hmm. If we're failing as a family, everybody's going to look at me. So yes, I'm absolutely in 100% full control. Yeah. I'm an authoritarian over here. I'm okay with that. Matter of fact, merch coming soon. I'm controlling.
So.
All right, man. Just go. Talk to us, man.
Yeah. What's my audio like?
You good?
Sound good. Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah. I had a lot I wanted to say.
All us can mute unless we have a question. Because I hear a little.
Yeah. I had a lot I wanted to say. The guys gave some good responses, man. And I don't got it all. Essentially, my views mainly are coming from the Bible. I'm heavy in my faith, and I read the Bible. I read the Bible very like a lot of people read it poetically, and I'm not that type. Like I just take it for what it is in simplicity. And aside from that, I let reality just speak for itself. And I think, as another brother said, I think a lot of men today just don't really want leadership anymore. They just want the bright side of life without the hard times. And even as somebody else mentioned today, fear. I think the big issue with this, a lot of people they're so afraid of what that looks like because they've never seen it. I don't even think that's just women. I think the men are afraid. I think men are so like, yo, today's woman is not going for that. I'm not even going to try because it's not going to work. And I think that's the biggest mistake we can make. I think we got to stand 10 toes down and we got to set a standard. Leadership comes with that responsibility. And I've seen it in my own life. Anything that ever went wrong in my life with regards to my family, nobody has ever looked at my wife and said what she was doing. It's always, what was he doing? Where he at? You know what I mean? So I think it's really unfair to live in a society that expects so much of men, but does not want to give any of that authority that comes with that level of responsibility. But I'm also glad that you played all the videos and gave the full context. I think her first video was obviously very triggering without that context. For a little more context, as far as I can remember, I've never actually picked a friend for her. I think this is a new revelation for her, that it would have been easier for her to allow that, because like she said, in times past, it has just been, hey, I'm seeing these tendencies with this person. Typically, somebody's moving like that, it's probably this going on behind the scenes. I wouldn't get too close. I wouldn't get too trusting. But I've never actually said that person can't be your friend, this person can. It's not that extreme. But at the same time, I think we're in such an extreme culture that you got to be unapologetic with your decisions and your wording. So I don't see what's so bad about the word control. Even looking up the definition of control, there's nothing tyrannical about the term in itself. I think we're allowing feminist liberal agendas to just like dictate everything in our lives, to the point where people can just toss words around to scare you out of being a man. And I made my mind up. I'm not going to allow that. At the end of the day, what's going on in my household is going to be 100% my decision, with the Lord's leading and his wisdom, and anybody that don't like it, don't come around,
I appreciate that, brother. Listen, any of the guys on the panel, if you want to speak, go ahead and unmute and ask your question. Anybody in the chat that want to ask a question, please go ahead and put your question in the chat. If you want to come up and ask a question, are you okay with people coming up asking questions, Driscoll? I want to make sure you're good.
No problem.
All right, y'all. So if you guys want to come up, we're going to drop the link, and anybody that wants to come up can come up and ask their question as well. All right. So he's here for it. But guys on the panel, do you guys have any questions for Mr. Driscoll TV tonight?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yeah.
What did that process look like at first? Because a lot of times you meet a woman, they got their life over here, how they normally do things. Then there's how you normally do things. And you're trying to get her to stop doing the normal and come over to get on your plan. And a lot of times there's pushback. How did you handle that? Or was she already ready made?
She was 100% not ready made. It was painful pushback. And I think that's the aspect that nobody sees, because they see the finished product.
Right.
And, that's the beauty in the comparison to when you read the Bible, everybody wants to like talk about the woman's role in submission, and that we miss the part about love your wife as Christ loved the church. In the same way that they're making the two comparison, that the man as the head, she is to submit to him the same way the church submits to Christ. There's also the comparison that in what Christ did in being sacrificial and sanctifying us and washing us with the word, he presents to himself a spotless bride in the church. So that's what I'm getting out of this work. It was painful, but in my sacrifice, now I get to look back and reflect on the finished product. Like, God dang, this is an amazing woman I got standing before me. That wouldn't happen if I would have just gave up and said, yo, I'm not going to do this because the culture's screwed. I think we as men, we got to stand in there and we got to battle for our society and take it back, because at the end of the day, like it or not, 80% of us are growing up without a father in the home, and we know the impact that's having. So unless you're lucky enough to get one of them 20%, this is part of what's going to come with it. You got a father. And I think that's okay. I think that's significant in the father giving the bride away to you. I think that was the representation that you're filling that role now, and it doesn't end there. In the old times, women couldn't even speak in the church. They had to go home and ask their husband if they had a question. So there's an aspect of teaching and training our wives that men today don't like to hear about for some reason, but that is a part of our leadership role. It's not just being able to tell people what to do, but it's also guiding you to become the best person you're supposed to be for me.
You know, that's an awesome question that Dusto just asked you, and I'm glad that you answered it candidly, because it just goes to show how important it is for a wife to be a reflection of her husband, right? And like you said, you mentioned also the Bible, so that added a new caveat to this whole thing, because I do not subscribe for women to let just any old man lead them or control them. You know, I don't think this is the message that we're trying to put out, that every man is capable of this type of leadership or control, right? And what goes miss is that when you mention the Bible, not only does your wife have somebody controlling her, obviously you have somebody controlling you, which is the word of God. So the control is trickled down all the way down to the kids. And that's what we fail to realize, you know, like when we try to throw these terms out as shaming tactics, right? Men like you are going to be very confident in staying 10 toes down because you know where your guidance is coming from. You're being controlled by a higher spirit, which is Jesus Christ. So, man, I salute you. But I do want to ask you this. Do you think what I said is true, that do you think every woman should allow every man to control them or lead them?
Well, I'm gonna say this, and you're probably the only person on here that I 100% agree with everything you've said so far. And in that regard, even but I will say this, and this may be extreme. I think every wife should let her husband control her. I think you make that determination before you say I do. I don't think you get to get in a marriage and decide when you want to submit. I think that's a dangerous precedent to set. Now, I'm not saying this is where everybody goes, well, what if he's abusive? And we always get extreme. Don't be in an abusive marriage. But you can't stay with the man and say, I'm not going to follow your lead. That's not righteous.
Right. Exactly.
And anybody else want to hop in there real quick before we bring up the first guest tonight?
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback, man, because what he's doing is he spent some real stuff, man. I mean, and this is the thing, whether you subscribe to the Bible or not, if you just look at it, and if you read the Bible, man, it has some great references. I mean, some great references. It's not about if you believe in it or not, but you got to understand that there is a higher power, something bigger than you. If it wasn't something bigger than you, then you would not be here. So what he was also saying when it came down to being God-fearing. A lot of people don't even know what God-fearing is. I mean, because you hear a lot of women talking about they want a God-fearing man. They don't even know that it's a man that's doing God's will. It's not a man that's scared of him. It's a man that actually understands and he recognizes that there's a higher power and he's going to do the will. Whether, no matter what you call it, it's a higher power. So if you got a man that at least knows that there's a higher power, because religion is religion, and then you have doctrine. Regardless, you read the Quran, you read the Torah, they all are very similar, especially when it comes down to how a man is supposed to be, period. So if a woman is with a man and she does not want to follow, not a man, her husband, absolutely, and she does not want to follow her husband, then she's setting herself up for failure. If he's with a woman that is not protectable, again, in order to be protectable, you have to be submissive. There's no other way around it. You can't be just going and doing whatever you want to do and then you expect somebody to come and be your protector. That's not how this works.
And can I speak on that real quick? So, I just want to make sure I'm clear that I'm not high and mighty like I think I'm of some great esteem when it comes to leadership. I'm sure some of the gentlemen on here are better leaders than me. I think the essential thing that helped get us to this place was, one, yes, my wife trusting my leadership, but also I think me being determined and just believing in it and her getting to see the result of it. But it was never that I was always on point. There was times where I failed as a leader. There was times where I failed my family, and it was difficult for my wife to say, yo, how you want me to still trust you right now? How you want me to keep following you? But I'm like, this is how it's got to be. And at the end of the day, I believe where God is taking me, and we're not going to always be here. We're going to get out of there. And at the end of the day, I think the big thing to take from this is that in her willingness to still be submissive, to still follow my lead and not try to assert my authority in those times, it brought a new drive out of me. And it was like, okay, now I got to make it work. You know what I mean? It almost is convicting in a sense. And I think a lot of women want to be able to pull back at those points. But those are the points where your man needs you the most, you know, because at the end of the day, if you still believe in him, you still following him, even when it don't look right, that does something for a dude. And you helping develop the leader in him.
I'm finna catch the Holy Ghost in this thing.
Yo, you helping develop the leader in that, man. And I know, you know, like Mr. Bennett brought up, a lot of women today are alpha women, and they want to take the lead. They want to be able to step in and show him the way and all. But I think that's the worst thing you can do, is detrimental, because part of becoming a man and learning how to lead, we got to fall on our face. We got to make mistakes, you know? So I think that's important for wives to understand, even their role in this. I am the leader I am today because of my wife being patient with me, and also me being patient with her through that process of learning how to lead. So it wasn't always pretty. And I love that Dusto asked that question. I think that was the most important question of today, because without that clarification, this could have came off the wrong way.
Process, because we speak about that a lot.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you had mentioned, because I've always believed this, that it's not just one person in this process. The fact that she gave, and I talked about it the other night, the fact that she trusted you enough, despite your failures, to still say you're still the leader.
Exactly.
That she didn't try to take, because a lot of times what happens out of fear, a person tries to take leadership from you when you've fallen. But the fact that she said, no, you're still the leader. I'm riding or dying with you. Then you then stepped up your game and said, okay, so all the onus is put on your shoulder. Said, look, I need to be better. Yes, I failed at this, but I need to step up and be better. And that's one thing I credit your wife. The night I said, look, you don't neglect the power, or women in general, don't neglect the power of your inspiration. You don't know what your back and say, I got you, or you still here. Here's the ball, take it. You're the guy. Oh, you want to hit that hole the next time even harder than you did before. So I think that I like the fact that you're acknowledging that you didn't just come to this saying I'm this, and she had to get by. Both of you had to bring out the best parts of each other. You with your masculinity and her with her femininity, and submitting to you brought out the masculinity and the leadership qualities in you so that you could be better. So it's not just a one-way street here. Both of you are operating in your roles to bring out the best in each other. And I think that's certainly an important part of this discussion, and I salute you for acknowledging that.
100%. The best thing I could say she's ever done to help me in our marriage has been when she really finally fully said, you know what? No matter how dark it gets, no matter how bad things look, you got it. Mm-hmm. And you almost want to hate that. You almost like, damn, I could use some help right now. But she like, I got the kids. I know you got it in you. God gave you this family for a reason, and it was not for you to fail us. And at that point, it's like, you know what? What's left for me to do but go out here and win? You know what I mean? So I think sometimes women stepping in and trying to be that partner, you know, can be crippling a little bit and create a handicap for the men. And then you get these men that at that point, they like, yo, I need you. And that's where we get into all the 50-50 arguments and the things like that, which I don't knock, you know, but that's where you get into men that are like, yo, you can't not work. At no point am I going to take care of a woman that's beneath me. And it's just like, you know, I don't really understand that. But at the same time, you know, I understand what leads to that. And I think when you just always had a woman there to save you, to pick you up, it's hard to imagine life, you know, with everything on your shoulders. But it's like you said, it's painful, but at the same time, I think it's more rewarding on the back end. And I don't have to have these arguments anymore. Like, even, you know, now if something doesn't look good, that's, you know, she'll see it And then that'd be it. She won't even question me about it, because we've had that proven point enough. And it's like,
what?
You know what I mean? Once you done had those moments enough, and she like, yeah, he gonna get through it. That's the best.
Because she learned how to require. She learned how to
Exactly.
require you to be the man that you are destined to be. That's what I was trying to get across to these other women. And I said, do you understand that when you give that what you think is power, and you say, no, I'm gonna leave it all to him. I'm gonna deal with this right here, and I'm gonna let that man do what he does. She's requiring you to be a man. Not only is she expecting it, but she's required. That's the thing. The requirement, man, just like you said, that was kind of scary. Because it's like somebody is giving you the range. They're like, nope, this is all on you. If it falls, this is where you're gonna be. But I'm right there for you. Because she had to see you fall at first to know how strong you were, to know where you had to pick up the pieces. This is what scares a lot of women with men, because again, a lot of times it's still going to be pointed back to us as men. When you have a man that does not want to have full range, then he doesn't want to have the accountability. You got to have full range. And it's not about being in control of her. It's not about being a controlling man. But like you said, nope, I'm going to roll with that. Merch coming soon.
It's
real rap.
I roll with it.
Very toxic. It's very toxic to be with.
Go ahead.
It's very toxic to be with a woman that's always saying, I told you so. I told you not to do that. I told you so. I told you so. It's very toxic, right? And these type of women tend to be very competitive on who's going to be right. It's like, to me, that just gets underneath my skin. And it's almost like a tactic of trying to make you feel less than them, or just less than, period, right? But a woman that just says what you said, your wife told you, hey, listen, no matter how dark it gets, she's telling you that mistakes are going to be made. She's telling you everything is not going to be perfect. That does kind of makes a man settles with a little peace within him, right? Because now it's not a back and forth, it's not a tug of war, it's not a competition. No, if you make a mistake, she's telling you, I got your back. To me, that's real definition of being unconditional.
And let me say this real quick. Being on YouTube and hearing these women on YouTube on these all women panels talk about men ain't shit, men need to do this, men ain't this, men ain't that, and they just cussing on these panels and they acting ratchet on these panels. What women don't understand about it, they tapping into the wrong power. The best power you can have as a woman is to use your voice to uplift your man.
Exactly.
If you are using your voice to uplift a man or uplift men, period. Remember, I know y'all play football. I play ball. I know y'all play ball. You remember when you was in middle school or high school, and you'll be playing a good game, you'll be all right. But when mama showed up, it was something about when mama showed up. It was something about when you seen that person that you love, or that person that loved you showed up. It did something to you, because you know how your mama loved you. You know your mama got your best interest at heart. She's gonna cheer you on when you fumble the ball, and she's gonna cheer you on when you score a touchdown. Women don't tap into the right power. They don't tap into the power of spirituality and love and caring and nurturing like they're supposed to. They tap into the demonic. That's why you hear bitch ass niggas. These niggas ain't shit. They can't see them because they're so clouded, and they don't have men themselves, and they've subjected themselves to so much demonic penis. The demonic penis has taken a spirit over their bodies, and now you get the panels that you see. Niggas ain't shit. You 50 years old out here wearing halter tops because you allowed the demon to ride you for 50 years, and now you don't have no husband. You raising kids by yourself. You a single mama. Come on, y'all. Yeah, I'm trying to drop some dimes here, but damn, this is what it is. Freeze it. Am I wrong?
I would put a little bit of distinction between moms and your partner, though, when it comes to inspiration, because I've been around footballs and sports. A lot of these moms, how they approach it, like that child or that son is the meal ticket. So it's almost like they operate out of
talk about it.
They're not inspiring.
Yeah.
Or if they're inspiring, they're doing for selfish motives or whatever. But if your woman is behind you, to me, so again, mamas have a role, or grandmoms have a role sometimes. But if it's your woman who's really that. It's a different energy. It's definitely something that I get from my wife that I never got from my mother ever.
Right.
Because you just don't know what their intentions are. If she thinks you're her meal ticket to the NFL or NBA or whatever it is, I've seen some moms just it's horrible sometimes. I feel sorry for some of the kids who are involved in it. So it's not all love. There's definitely some motivation. And then when the guy does get there, then they come back and say, "Well, look, I did this, that for you, so you need to take care of me now." So it's a different energy. I've seen with a lot of young people and their moms and whatnot, and how they can just really just take a lot of the oxygen out the room. At least in my experience.
Right. It's nothing like security. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let y'all cook. Nothing like security boss. Security boss tells her story about her husband doing repairs at the house. And she said her husband, the men came out, they paid him half the money. The men didn't come back. They took the money and ran. And her husband said, "I'll do it myself." And she said her husband had no idea how to do it. Not one bit. But she told her husband, said, "I'm going to do it." She said at that moment, she told her husband, "Baby, you can do anything. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and fix you something to drink. I'm going to sit in the yard." And she said, "I sat there and cheerleaded my man the whole day. He fixed everything." Right? Didn't even have no experience in it, but it was just something about her love, her nurturing him that made him feel like he can do anything. And women don't understand. You cussing a man out don't do nothing but take from him, but you inspiring a man does nothing but fill him up. That man will run through a wall. That man will jump. Man, come on. These men will do anything for you with the right verbiage. And I think women are dyslexic in love right now. Ooh, that'll preach.
Hey, Driscoll.
Listen, when my wife was contentious, bro, when we did have those times, like the crazy thing about it is like it's never yielded you no results. So it's like, what are you gaining from that? You have never, I don't know a single man out here whose wife was so contentious that it made him become a better man. So it's literally counterproductive.
Not with our result. He might be better good enough to leave and then become a better.
No, but
you open
let
up.
me tell you.
I gotta ask you when you're done. All right. So you just open up camera. So I gotta ask you a couple things.
Look at Mr.
He said something right there.
So
he woke me up.
No, real quick, because I keep forgetting my thought on the spiritual aspect. Even Black Man, I think like a lot of people get lost when you bring the Bible up, and they don't realize that marriage is a biblical concept. This was something that was created by God to showcase the mystery of Christ's relationship with the church. So when we get into talking about that, it's like it gets lost on people. And I think a lot of people, even like for women especially, to be able to submit to a man, if you find these women that like have a hard time with submission, a lot of times they have a hard time submitting to Christ too. And the way that they identify with God is based on their earthly father. If your father abandoned you, you think God's gonna abandon you, and he's not gonna be there for me. There's no point. If your earthly father abused you, you always thinking of condemnation, and God just wants to punish me for everything I do wrong. And so I think we don't realize the godly nature we have as men, as heads of household, to reflect even that relationship with God to the people in our house. And it's deeper than just being able to tell them what to do.
Yeah, even when it comes to sexless marriages, I'm gonna let y'all cook because I know y'all got y'all about to stir the gumbo. Even sexless marriages, think about this, and I know you know this, man. Anybody that studies the Bible, sex in marriage is a ministry. That's a ministry between a husband and a wife. And so when a wife is coming to a husband and saying, "I'm tired, I don't feel like it," basically you're saying, "I'm tired of ministry. I don't feel like being ministered to."
Wow.
Come on, somebody. Mr. Bennett, come on. You know I'm about to preach tonight. I'm tired of being ministered to. I'm tired. My head hurting for this ministry.
Wow.
I don't want to do it. Man. And there's a time when you don't touch your wife. Right? The Bible even says you don't even supposed to sleep in your house when your wife's menstrual cycle is on. Come on. That's what it says in the book. However, when it ain't, the Bible says come back together. Because he even knew how tempted men are. He said, come back together because so you won't be tempted. That's what it says. That's what it says in the Bible. It says, wives, your body belongs to your husband. Husbands, your body belongs to your wives. He said the only time that you guys are not going to bang it out is when it's her menstrual cycle or y'all mutually agree to pray or to worship. But as soon after, you guys come right back together and do that thing again, so he will not be tempted So look at
It's a sexual
oh my,
fast.
thank you. And think about this: you sitting at home in a sexless marriage. Come on now, you sitting at home in a sexless marriage, ain't had sex in 2 or 3 months. The man's mind ain't on ministry. The man's mind is on Monica, the secretary at the job, because the secretary at the job giving him more attention than the wife at the house, and the wife ain't doing her job.
But Black Man, what about this though, Black Man? Well, you should be happy that at least I'm cooking for you.
No.
At least I clean sometimes.
Cook up that vagina.
Hey,
and you know
I take Burger King over sexlessness.
Right. And you know what I told? You know what I told?
Everybody can use a microwave.
You know what I told a girl one
Ramen
time
noodles?
that said that no captivity? She said, at least I cook for him. At least I clean up around the house. It ain't all about sex. It ain't all about giving him sex. I said, you know what? It's amazing. I said, God ain't in that. I said, it's amazing how God will fire you and let you keep working.
Come on, man.
I can't keep quiet on this.
I'm about to preach tonight. I'm gonna pull back because y'all go. I got man. Look here. I'm gonna relinquish the floor to you guys because you know I can get in and we can preach tonight.
I got. Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
I got one.
Let me say
I got
something.
one.
Just
I got one.
I appreciate what you have done because what you have said is something that have been taught to me for more than 20 to 30 years ago. And for a guy like me who's talking about the age of 7, I know that one thing is common among the black churches. I've stated, and people think I'm crazy. A lot of women who claim to be Christian, who claim to read the Bible, treat the Bible as if it's a Chinese buffet. I will say it
That's
again.
racist.
No. I mean, the thing is racist, but I want you to think about the concept of it.
I could be Golden Corral.
No, I could take Golden Corral too.
I'm playing with you, Black
I know. But I'm in
Cracker
New York
Barrel.
City. There's a lot of these Chinese buffets. They pick and choose what they want to follow. They pick and choose what they want to listen. They pick and choose what they want to apply themselves. But in the book of Revelation, it says, wherever you take out your attitudes, things to apply to your life. Now, when you talk about marriage, according to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 22 to 33, and also another scripture called 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 1 to 7, when you throw that to women, the first thing about marriage that they were addressing is women. I said the same thing to her husband, and he was laughing when I mentioned that. It didn't say man, it say women. Submit yourself to him at the church, submit itself to God, right? But it's also at the time of worship, also a sign of servant too. Now, being a nerd, I don't let nobody slide easy with the word. I don't. And I like that you mentioned these things because this is something I learned for so long, and I've been asking this question. Why is it when you quote these scriptures, you bring these things down and you're trying to break it out and simplify them for understanding? Or like you say, oh, I'm cooking for you. That is your duty. It's my duty to go out there and work. It's my duty to go and slave out the crazy ass work whereby you have the CIO, the COO want to beat on your head and everything, but you have to go through all that beat down. That's been a paycheck to come home, pay the bill, put a roof over their head to make sure the bills are paid off, make sure the food in the fridge, to make sure the clothes on their body, make sure they're able to go to a good school, they're able to commute back and forth. But yet, all that beat that you go and suffer out there for maybe 8, 10, 12 hours, well, you're supposed to do that, but what about your duty? Oh, you should be happy that I'm cooking for you. You should be happy. No, that's the duty. If you threw that out there, like you said, you don't know God is fire, you're still working. A lot of women don't understand it. Sometimes use your own tongue to sign your own death warrant without even realizing that. That's the problem.
Now, Black David, watch this real quick. Watch this real quick, guys. And I promise I'm gonna let y'all cook, but it's just something on me. We have a lot of women out here that are married and some that will never get married, right? Because they hit that Great Wall of China. But I will say this: a lot of women will say niggas ain't this. This is a sentence: niggas ain't shit, right? And if you're married, this is for the married women. This is for the married women. The Bible speaks of a woman being made to help the husband. Are we in agreement? Everybody in agreement on that? Raise your hand if you agree with me. A helpmate.
Yes,
so that means
Yes,
if I'm in something, and I'm a part of something, and she's a part of me. She's there to help me. The vow says that we are to become one. The book says that we're becoming one after the vows are done. So then when we're married, we become one. So if you're telling people in the world and you're spreading the bad news that your husband ain't shit, then if your husband ain't shit and he ain't getting to the shit, that means you ain't shit either, because you're his help. You are a reflection of your husband. And if your husband in a situation and you ain't helping your husband, then you ain't shit either. Because you would rather go and talk to your homegirls and say, my husband ain't this, instead of going to your man and be uplifting him, putting that battery in his back that we talked about a few minutes ago, uplifting and say, hey, baby, I got you. I got you. Just like Driscoll just said. His wife came and said, baby, I got you no matter what. I got you. That would uplift the man, not, girl, you ain't going to believe Driscoll came his ass in his house the other day talking about they ain't hiring shit. He about to get a motherfucking job, girl. Sorry as fuck, just like his dad and them. Right?
I got something
Real
better.
rap.
How about this?
But go ahead, Driscoll. Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. Yeah, nah, because y'all cooking, man, and I be trying to hold my thoughts.
Man, come on in, brother.
Now, on the point that you was just making, even like that kills feminism, equality, all that. 1 Corinthians 11:9 clearly says, man was not made for woman, but woman was made for man. There is, come on, bro, and they hate that.
What? Wait a minute, I damn near fell out my chair.
Listen, that's a one-way street, bro. Like there's no way to misinterpret that. And as my brother was saying, like 1 Peter 3, that has saved our life, yo. We wouldn't have a marriage if it wasn't for that. That was the go-to to get us through hard times, man. And you know that, like I said, she helped develop my leadership and her submission. That's the point that a lot of women miss in all of this, is that, you know, you can't have one without the other. I mean, there's no job out here where you're gonna go and the boss can't tell you what to do. There is no boss then, if that's the like, he can't lead without you agreeing to be on his team. That's impossible. So in regards to what's his name, Black David was saying, he was saying how women pick and choose scripture. One of my favorite things, I know that y'all all know this, whoever may have grew up in the church,
Preacher's
favorite thing that they go to is Ruth and Boaz. Everybody waiting on their Boaz.
But don't start. If you start, me and you go, listen, if you start on Boaz, we're gonna have a deep conversation. Now,
everybody go to their Boaz, right? Everybody waiting on Boaz, and they done made Ruth.
I'm not gonna walk on that path with you. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Hey, listen.
Me too, Black man.
They make Ruth out to be the career woman who Boaz found working, and that's why he loved her. Listen,
I rebuke
Ruth was picking up the scraps behind the people who were tending to the fields just for survival. Just
They
to
really
take
don't
them
want
back
to
to her
talk about
mother-in-law.
Ruth.
Dude,
Hey, peep this. And while we on Ruth, though, what they all missing, what really caught Boaz, it was Ruth's posture towards him. When Ruth met him and Boaz was being good to her, Ruth said, "My Lord, what made you find favor with me?" Women ain't approaching us like that, bro.
That's
Everybody want a Boaz, but do you got a Ruth spirit when you meet the man?
We'll go one level deeper. We'll go one level deeper.
That's a word
Go
right
one
there.
level deeper. When the time came, it was Ruth that went to Boaz. See, a lot of these women talk about, I want my Boaz to find me, but she was the one who went up to his room at his feet and rolled the blanket back
At his feet.
and said that I'm your kinsman redeemer. So you have a lot of women looking for their Boaz man, but they're not doing the things necessary to go and get their Boaz. Are you taking Ruthian moves to get your Boaz?
Are you too prideful?
Position to get your
Richard
Boaz,
Disco
but you're not.
and
You just
Pastor Paul.
you just want your Boaz to come by and just snatch you up, but you're not putting yourself in a position to be snatched.
And you know what? It's amazing. It's amazing. Some of these women don't want to do the work. Even we talking spiritually right now. Women don't want to do the work spiritually. They want to be unemployed spiritually and think Boaz coming to put in the unemployment line spiritually. He not coming because you ain't getting nothing. You're trying to get something. Most of the women out here are looking for a sponsor. They're not looking for a leader. Listen, I'm
Let's be clear, bro. They ain't looking for Boaz. They looking for Jesus.
It's the reason why Apostle Paul had to remind the church in 1 Peter chapter 3 about the conduct. What Bishop Driscoll was talking about, what Pastor Bennett was talking about, is right on point. The problem is they want the result but not do the work. They say faith without work is dead.
Yeah.
So they want they have the faith, don't want to do the work. They're afraid of the work, so they think by the faith. So I don't want to do the work for them, so they can sit down and say, "Yeah, I pray, I believe it," but you haven't towed, you haven't opened the ground, you haven't planted your seeds. So what the point you want your boy to come and meet you when you never done the work, never done the work
Black
on
David.
yourself? Yeah.
But Black David, this is the thing. They replace work with worry. We already know you
Boy,
cannot have faith and worry at the same
No.
time.
Well,
How you do that?
I don't think it's the worry. I think what's really hurt a lot of us, just
yourself, Black David.
in the community in general, is this manifest thing. Work has been replaced with manifest. So if I manifest it, I'm gonna get it. But you're not putting the work
thank
in.
you,
So
Pastor.
that whole
Thank you.
so how
Bishop,
does manifest, how does prosperity gospel,
Let me mute.
name it and claim it, speak it into existence, secret? I'm not down with any of that stuff. So
And
so
Family
that is hurt.
Values
That
gave
has
him
hurt.
the book.
That has hurt us more than anything. So I don't think it's necessarily the fear thing, but it's just like, again, faith without works is dead, and we're not. And a lot of us, we just don't want to put in the work in order to get the things that we say that we want.
And you
And
know what?
Family Values was telling her, that's what she was telling the women.
Uh-huh.
She actually was putting it, and she gave them a how-to. She just gave
Right.
them a little pamphlet,
Right.
And they rejected that.
Yeah.
They rejected that.
Yeah. And let me say this real quick. We talked about. I know everybody raising hand. Everybody, we're gonna hop in here in a minute. Hold on, we finna cook. We cooking. Listen. Let me tell y'all something.
Man.
Even the Sierra situation. A lot of people say, why do people say Russell Wilson is a simp? I'm not gonna say Russell Wilson is a simp. I'm gonna say that he was deceived. And watch this. When Sierra, before she met Russell, and Future ran through her, before she met Russell, she said, I'm gonna get out of the R&B world. I'm gonna get out of the hip hop world. I'm devoting my life to God. How many people remember that? I'm not gonna be shaking my ass no more. I'm worshiping God until the end of days. I made enough money. I'm just gonna raise my son and I'm gonna do God's work.
The devil's a liar.
Now watch this. Soon as she met Russell,
They for mouth capping
and
us.
married Russell, and soon as she married Russell, you go look at her Instagram right
Let's
now.
go to the gas station.
She on the beach, popping her ass on the beach. She's
Hold
at
up,
the
hold up.
gas station, twerking in front of the truck. But what happened to God, baby girl? What happened to you saying you just gonna devote your life and not be no part of that no more?
It wasn't as soon as she met him. It was after she had his kid.
Come on. But you know what? We know why she did that? Because she already had a commitment that attached them that ain't gonna never break. Come here, listen here. I'm preaching.
That's
We
messed
preaching
up.
tonight. Go ahead, somebody.
If I may, I just want to say,
I'm about to run.
First of all, good to see my big bros up in here. I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. But yeah, I was just supporting the platform, and this was a really good talk. And Driscoll, I appreciate what you contribute to this conversation. Because I think a lot of this, I'm also my father's a pastor, and everyone knows me, like have known me, everything that Holy Spirit does run through me, but also make sure that I don't want to be a type of hypocrite, especially on these platforms that we see like a lack of these false prophets or imposters trying to pick and choose scriptures, but then end up becoming hypocrites in the narrative they're trying to perpetuate just for sake of super chats, sake of subscribers and stuff like that. But one question I kind of have for you, for me, because I'm not married yet, but I do have someone personally like in my life that I realize I made this decision. Like I realized I think I found her, right? And yeah, and I'm trying to make that decision in terms of what you guys are talking about leading to engagement, how put in that position of you talking about setting up that foundation the best way possible. I do look to you guys, as my big bros and stuff, but this conversation I felt was very crucial to people my age. I'm about to be 24. So I kind of asked you that question, Driscoll, how do you think you best prepare for someone before engagement to lead that and making sure they're making the best decision in the ways of, the Lord?
Let Paul go first. Let Paul go first on that one. He the oldest here.
Oh, you want me to take it? Okay. Well, like I said earlier, when you're vetting, there's just certain things that you're looking for. Her friend circle, since I think this is how this conversation started tonight. Who's her friend, or who are her main influencers? Is she someone who is easily influenced by others? I think those things matter. And then it's going to be personal to you in terms of what matters to you. What are you looking for in a wife? I was very specific in terms of what I wanted. In fact, I got to the point where I wrote it down, like literally, like from start to finish, as far as what I was looking for. How many boxes is she checking off? If those things are green lights for you, at some point you're going to have to make a decision. I think one thing I liked about Brother Jisco said, and this was actually a question I was going to ask him, was, and I think what's really important, it's not so much we're talking about the women, but I think what's great about him is I would like to hear more about the man in terms of where he was at the time he decided that, one, I want to be a husband, and what made him pick her. Because as he said early on the outset, it was not easy. She didn't come being the woman that he wanted. Through their working together, she conformed, or she became the woman.
Right.
And at the same time, he also became the man. So one thing, like I want to hopefully get clear to everybody, I think what I don't want to get lost in these spaces is that a lot of people think that you have to get this a certain level of readiness. I got to get my money together. I got to have all these things together before I get married.
And that's what I'm dealing with right now.
And a lot of, but a lot of that is folly, because one, I think you're never, just like having kids, you're never going to be truly ready to be a husband until you do it. And you're never going to be a parent until you actually do it. There's no, we have principles, we have godly principles to this thing, but ultimately you're going to have to get in and do it. And it was like, I got married because I wanted sex. Right? Just being totally 100 with somebody. I was a new Christian.
Sweet Christmas.
I became celibate at that time. I knew I wasn't going to be sexual anymore, but I knew I didn't have the gift of singleness. So I was looking for a wife because I wanted to have sex.
Let's be honest. Come on, y'all.
So I said that, okay, well, if I'm going to be married, then what do I have to do as a husband to be married? And then it carried after that. I didn't marry the first thing that came because I wanted sex, but I knew if I want sex, I have to be a husband. If I have to be a husband, then what I have to do to be a husband. Not that I came to being a husband on the outset. I had to grow into this thing just like my wife had to grow into being a wife. So you can go and say, what's the right time? What's the right decision? Ultimately, you got to go as the Lord leads you, ultimately. And I can speak to you because I know your background, so I can tell there's going to come a point in time where you're going to have to trust in God. And you're going to hear that voice of God that says, yes, you need to make this move. All right.
Yeah,
but ultimately, you're gonna have to make a decision and include God in the work to help transform and conform you both into the image that He wants you to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say don't overthink. Choose wisely, but you can't overthink this thing because it takes a growth process. Those early years, you're gonna be like, what did I get myself into?
Right.
But if you stay with it, if you keep applying, it'll work out for you.
Before you go, we got 2 Cents Uncensored in the building. She's a member of the channel and she's a moderator in here tonight. She said, hats off. Oh, no, I got to do it in my pastor's voice here. Hold on just a second. Let me find it. 2 Cents Uncensored said, hats off, wigs off to the panel and the chat. Salute. Always a word and party at Black Man Unfiltered Network. Hit that like, subscribe, and drop a donation. Now, what I want to do for her tonight is, Brother Cedric, tell him what we're doing tonight.
Wait. Hold on here. Is this the barbershop? Is this the barbershop?
Yes, the shop.
It's the barbershop.
Yes.
I mean, we can't talk straight in the barbershop. Then where can we talk straight? We can't talk straight in the
Come on now. If we can't talk straight in the barbershop, where can we talk straight? And this is a great conversation tonight. And I appreciate it. And I got to give Loosefoot Andy because she done caught the Holy Spirit. Come in, Loosefoot.
Hey, Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with
nothing but the devil. Hey, they're both sides. But anyway, listen. Thank
you.
This conversation right here, guys, I'm telling you, listen, this is one of the best barbershops ever. Because I think that you have men here who ultimately want to be husbands. You have men who are husbands. You have men who are trying to be great husbands. And listen to me, women, if you're listening right now, because most of the women on here be on panels, they don't listen. They like to be rebellious, but they need to listen to the heart of a man, because my thing is this. Even if you're out there and you are a husband and you've made mistakes, and you've done some things wrong, there is room for you. There is a place that you can You can get it together. Surround yourself. You know what I always use? The fortified circle. Surround yourself with men that you can call. Mr. Bennett, listen, man, I did this. I've wronged myself. I wronged my wife. I'm going through something in my family. And you know, Mr. Bennett ain't finna leak nothing out the boat because it's a fortified circle. He's not going to spread your business, and you can get wisdom from Mr. Bennett. You can get wisdom from JT. He's been in the world a long time. Guys, you got to have people that you can go to, but you got to go to God. But people always say, listen, I had a lady say in a small group one time, I said, well, I think you and your husband need to go to counseling. I think that it'll be great for you guys to sit down and talk to somebody. She said, yeah, I would take that advice, but I'm waiting on the Lord. I'm waiting to hear the voice of the Lord. I say, ma'am, listen to me. I say, ma'am, there was a man that was drowning. A helicopter came to get him. A boat came to get him. Matter of fact, it was 3 boats came to get him. He told every one of them, I'm waiting on the Lord. And he finally drowned and went to heaven. And he said, why did I die? I was waiting on you, Lord. He said, I sent a helicopter and 3 boats to get you. And you didn't get in the boat. Sometimes God ain't gonna come down and say, hey, Bennett, listen to me. He ain't gonna say that. Sometimes he's gonna put people in your life that can guide you in the way that you should go. Just like Driscoll. Driscoll was in this world. He didn't have his wife at first, but God saw fit. Let me give this man a woman that will be on the same page as him. Yes, they're going to go through something. Yes, she's going to have her own mindset about things, but they're going to allow me to be in it. And this is what I'm going to do. And they're going to be the example of what I'm able to do when 2 people can relinquish their feelings and their egos and allow me to do my work. Well, let me go
Hey,
ahead.
let me jump in there real quick since
ahead,
he
Driscoll.
asked me. I don't want to forget.
Let me high five you in there. Let me get you. You ready? Go ahead. Let me get you.
Now, and real quick on what the commenter said, even to Mr. Bennett's point, is that, you know, she said that men want sex and we want a lot of it. I think especially that, Jetta, Mike, like, you got to be clear about what you expect from marriage and what it is that you need, gracefully, obviously. But I think a lot of men go into marriages leaving a lot of bargaining chips on the table and letting women feel like, you know, they're okay with things that they're not because they don't want the backlash or they don't want to have to deal with, you know, how she may react to it. And one thing my wife always says since she met me, the one thing she complained about to everybody she told about me is he's too honest. And I'll take that. If that's going to be my L, I'll take that. But she's always said he's too honest. He just says things to me that nobody's ever said. Okay, and you get the same thing. So you already on the right track. I'm just in my opinion. With that alone, because I've even told her I don't want sex, I need sex. So she knows, like, second to eating, that's not negotiable.
You want to squeeze her?
Yeah, that's not negotiable. So you know what I mean? That's not an issue that I'm gonna have. And you know, I think we got to be more clear about that. Men are afraid to say stuff like that because you know, it makes you look a certain way in society. And I'm like, no, you know, this is something I need, because if I'm not getting that, my mind will start to wander. And I think we got to be okay with being 100% clear with our wives or prospective wives on all of these things, even if it comes down to how you want your submission to look, how you want to be able to communicate with one another, all of that. Like, we can't be afraid to talk about these things because you're going to look controlling or look insecure. If that's how you're going to view me, there's no way you're going to be a wife to me.
Right. And
you
with
know
that,
what,
with that
man?
point,
It's amazing. Let me say this real quick, Jed. I'm gonna let you rock and roll. It's amazing how women can be sexually liberated with 10 dicks, but won't be sexually liberated with their husband. Listen, this is a problem.
That's crazy.
This is a problem. When do women? I'm gonna say this. I know this ain't gonna be sexy, and I don't care. Most women will go through their whole life being promiscuous. Sleeping with Raw Dog Ronnie, sleeping with Julius the Jumper, sleeping with all these different men, right? And then when they get with their husband, all of a sudden you get morals. I don't want to have sex. I'm tired. My head hurting. But when them 4 dudes had you hemmed up at Motel 6, you was okay with it. You was okay with letting dudes.
Or Super 8.
Or at Super 8. Or he
You're on mute, Mr. Bennett.
Or he took you to Cockroach Baptist Hotel and gave you some of that wood but that was okay. You had promiscuous pair. You slept with all these men that had no morals, throwing the coochie from the free throw line. Anybody want it? As soon as a man marry you,
Talk
As soon
about
as
it.
the man marry you, you say, "I'm tired."
You want to pull the Bible out.
I need all that and more. I need all that and more. And you know, that's one of the beauties, I think, even of not demanding your wife to work. Like, you got no excuse to ever tell me you tired. You know, that's not worth the sacrifice for me for a career. But I understand, like, if you in that predicament, you got to be a little more understanding. If she working 8 to 12 hours a day, she might be tired. And I think that's just something realistic. You gotta take that with it. Me, I just wasn't willing to take that kind of stuff.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yeah, I think men
Objection, Your Honor.
I think men are different. I think men can work 12, 13 hours. They ain't got to have no Luther Vandross. A man can have sex to a damn fire siren.
I don't need no music.
Yeah, we
I don't need no music.
Yeah, don't need the only music. Yeah,
let's be real. Quit the capping. Also, I mean, really,
I think the African drums.
How long we talking about here anyway?
As far as what?
You guys be talking about doing it. See, these love
10 minutes
songs
max.
got us. These love songs got us all messed up. We doing it all night long.
Come on, 10 minutes max, baby. 10
What
minutes.
the comedian say? What the man say? 3 minutes or 300 strokes, and we done.
Turn off
right?
the lights.
So what do we talk? Yeah, it's like all night. And I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna get my 3
Hey,
minutes.
10 minutes
300
max,
in,
including
and then I'm
foreplay.
out.
Turn
And
off
I'm
the
out.
lights.
And
So,
what did Richard Pryor say? Richard Pryor say,
Well, during a time of crisis.
Yeah, Richard Pryor.
During a time of crisis, just bend over and lay there for a few minutes. Come on, kid. Don't sit down on all four. Just sit there.
Mr. Bennett, what did
Put an apple in your mouth.
What did Richard
Put an
Pryor
apple in
say?
your mouth, just bend over.
Richard Pryor said, she said, how about we make love all night and all morning? He said, how about we go real hard for 30 minutes and go into a coma like
30.
sleep?
That's a marathon. 30 is marathon.
Come on, man.
I'm not capping. Look, y'all can have all that cap. Y'all you dudes out there who got that endurance. Y'all marathon. Y'all can have it. I'm a 100-meter sprinter, and I'm out.
I'm with you on that, Mr. Bennett. The faster, the better.
Well, you still got to look at it this way also. But this is the thing. You gotta also look at it this way too. You can give too much for going out there soaring your royal oats, and you can give entirely too much to somebody until you used it all up. We were again, we've been talking about this on the other show when it came down to it. If your woman has never ever, she ain't never ever smelled up under your arms.
Who said something? Who said something? Cap. Go back. Go back. Go back one.
Cap. All night.
I'm going to sleep.
Meal breaks.
I'm going to sleep.
Like a meal.
I like a clean plate.
I mean, but he might not be capping though, because when you single, you feel that pressure to perform, or she gonna talk bad about you to her friends.
Sex, yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you marry,
the appetite of sex when you young.
JT, you in there like this here, trying to keep that.
No.
You gotta say the pauses, man.
Brother, I hate to say this, but I feel like you're throwing the African under the bus.
No, you.
We
you still having problems with if you still having problems like that, you need to practice a little more.
That's not the case. What I'm saying is, we Africa don't do 15 minutes. That's the problem.
What you doing, Black David?
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
Don't reveal our secrets. Shoot.
I would just say at least 45.
Y'all got that vibranium? So
man,
listen, David said 45.
David said,
I need to sell us some of that vibranium you guys got.
Yeah, they over there. Look, right before they have sex, they suck a lion's heart or some shit.
It ain't enough hours in the day, bro.
Vibranium.
So they blow that powder.
Yo, you only got 23 hours left of your day after that. It ain't enough time, man.
Ain't enough time,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is why they make fun of me all the time with the Nigerian oil jokes.
Hey, you know what?
I'm waiting on my supply, man. Where is it?
Black Man had.
I know we got supply chain issues right now. I know this is crippling
Black
the
Man
economies,
for it.
but
Hey, but no, y'all tripping though, because if you ain't got no job, you ain't got no other ambitions, you can make babies all damn man. You can do that shit all damn day. You ain't got no You ain't got no ambition or nothing. That's your only ambition is to go ahead and pop off into somebody, shoot somebody's club up. So,
Real rap.
you know,
and that means because if you taking 45,
you got 25-year-olds, you got 25 and 23-year-olds that's having 7, 8, 9 children. So
what are we saying?
Dynasties in the black community. We need dynasties.
What are we saying? Are we making within those 10 minutes? Are you making love though?
Oh yeah.
Nah, not always.
You gonna make sure she's taken care of. But I'm talking about me. I ain't gonna be, you know,
we do that.
Be knocking
We do
it
that.
out for an hour.
Mr. Benny Cole.
What is making love? Are you talking about lighting candles and all that?
No,
fireplaces. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm saying
What's wrong with being romantic?
when you with her.
No, ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Get that baby oil. Get that baby oil.
When you with her, are you making her feel like it's just
Absolutely.
a thing? You know what I'm saying? Or are you
I'm
being,
not drilling.
I'm talking about my end. I'm talking about my end.
You make sure she get her own. You make sure she get her own first because some of
I think I feel you.
Once she get her own,
you feel what I'm saying?
after this, there's no excuse. We're going by our business, and sometimes we go a little extra longer.
But back then, it seemed like you were violent though.
But Freezy.
Hold your ass on.
We're not watching.
Shut up.
Especially though, we ain't watching SpongeBob because there's no starfish in my house.
I'm just saying we don't.
I can see Black David now. You don't want to finish.
I'm just saying we don't want our women to start feeling like objects. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I will say this though.
Now look, you render to your wife her due affection, but again, when it's your turn, then you do what you do. That's all.
You know what we do.
And that's all I'm going to say on that.
And some
Hey, Freezy, and you already know, bro, that most of it for the women is before you get in the bedroom anyway.
That's true.
Foreplay is the relationship.
And most women don't want to go all night anyway.
Yeah, if the build up strong, when you get them in there, you good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You true. I'm just.
Hey, look, Jedi Mike.
Yes, sir.
You better go ahead and get what you got right now, boy. You better keep it there because that generation
I'm doing my best. I'm telling you.
They got a thing called trashy dick. They got a thing called, hey man, these girls is out here using roses and all kinds of shit.
I rebuke this robotic materials in the name of Jesus.
What,
yes, sir.
Let me ask you something. Now I didn't know what that was. I kept hearing my boy Hink in Dallas right now. Matter of fact, I gotta go holler at my boy tomorrow.
The rose?
But yeah, I did not know what the rose was. I had to go look it up because I ain't doing that type of shit. But I had to go look it up. I
talking about like Beauty and the Beast or something like that.
So my sister put me up on game. My sister said this is what it do because she got one because she hit the wall. So she got one.
You ain't shit.
And so she showed.
I know.
She said it so fast, dude.
And so so she hit the wall hard, broke both legs. But anyway, so she showed me what it was. Freezy killing himself laughing. So she showed me what it was, and that damn little toy is amazing, ain't it? Well, I'm surprised women. Look, they making these toys more advanced and more technology.
It's not advanced.
No,
because
it's not advanced, man. It's fucking them up. They get to the point where they ain't gonna have no feeling nowhere. All you gonna be doing, you might as well just cut the clitoris off.
My sister said, "What I need a man for."
I'm about to say we can't compete with that.
Suck the clit and fuck me at the same time. I said, "Yep." I said, and when that motherfucker did, I said, "What happens right in the middle of that motherfucker? They run out of battery. You right in the middle, right before you get your nut. What happened then?"
Yo, they got the joints. They got the joints out here that be like this.
You know they run off of Ryobi batteries, man.
Oh man.
Black man,
they got shit. Some of the shit they got is solar power.
No, they got crank.
Just keep the lights on, shit. Keep the lights on. You all right?
You walk in the bedroom, all you hear is.
Oh my
God! Ain't no human man about to try to compete with that shit.
Oh my God, bro! You're right though. They got some that you put in there, man. It's like and then
it used to be that little rabbit. It used to be the rabbit.
Let me say, it used to be the rabbit, right? But then some of these women out here are not, and like Nick Cannon said, a lot of women got mad when Nick Cannon said a lot of women don't really, work on their hygiene. And some of these women out here need a douche with a battery on it. And for real. They need
and hit the bad
No,
part.
they need to go.
Yeah.
No. They need to go see that alphabet man or woman.
Hit the bad
They
part.
need to go see the OBGYN. They don't abort. Don't touch your coochie no more. Take your ass to the doctor. Take your ass to the doctor because you fucked up. We already know you can't handle that shit.
The OBGYN got on the OBGYN got on a do not call list.
You get Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper, and let him check up under the hood.
Hey,
Don't you touch it.
Let me tell you what my brother said, bro.
You've been fucking it up all this time.
My brother watching right now while he driving the truck. Shout out to my brother, man. Listen, my brother said this. I know, brother, don't wreck your truck because he laugh every time I say this. My brother said he told a girl one time when she was giving him something, whatever, and she opened my leg. He was like, he said he told her, baby, listen, the only thing gonna cure that, you gotta get you some Blue Star ointment and just rub it.
Some Simple Green.
Do anybody remember Blue Star ointment, bro?
It's for your feet.
My brother said some Blue Star ointment, some Sulfur 8, or what else did he say? He said my granddad say some Tussie.
That's secure. That's it.
Some Tussie.
And don't forget about the green alcohol.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it no
more.
more.
The green alcohol.
You make you an appointment. You go to emergency, and you make an appointment to Dr. Pepper because you've been fucking it up all this time. You go to Dr. Pepper, and you tell Dr. Pepper to give you a cure. Because you done been messing it up all this time, putting all this foreign stuff up in there.
I found out this thing has gone international.
Have y'all seen the commercial? There's a commercial. There's a commercial out where a lady said they're selling something for a woman to wipe up between her ass and her crotch or whatever, and they said if you go, what family value said? Blue Star ointment was
for everything.
Wait a minute.
It's for ringworms, athlete foot.
Look, hey, you can put Blue Star ointment on anything.
Anything.
But anyway,
you can put that in Tussin.
They said
Tussin and Blue Star
They
ointment.
said if this shit don't work, you can take it back, get your money back. They said it's for the women. You shower with it and you wipe it down there on that catback and you wipe it up your ass. And they said 15 hours later, you won't smell nothing.
Yeah,
you seen it? It said hold the cat in the booty hole strong for 15 hours. No smell. It's like a deodorant. It's like a deodorant for coochie and booty.
You take your ass to Dr. Pepper and ask Dr. Pepper to look up under the hood, because it's not just what they put in the yoni. It's also what they eat. It's also what they eat.
And you know, I'm in corporate America, right? Yep. So we had the lady came in, the janitor. I seen the janitor walk across the floor fast. I said, "Damn, she all right? Somebody in here?" And the supervisor came out. One of the other supervisors came out. He said, "Hey, bro, we need to have a meeting with our team." I said, "What's going on?" We had a meeting. They had the HR people come in, and they said, "Listen, this is not for the men, but we want to have an overall conversation with everybody. We have to work on our hygiene." The janitor said something, y'all, and you know me, I don't give a damn about laughing out loud. The janitor in the meeting is quiet, everybody looking at each other. The janitor said, "I don't know what it is, but somebody need to go to the doctor. That's STD. That's not regular." That's not regular. And it was like, "Ma'am, you can't say that." She said, no, STD. Everybody gonna catch it. It's too strong. Took me a long time to clean it. A jug of bleach. It took me a long time to clean the bathroom. The smell, the seat. I said, "Oh shit."
That's like Consuelo from Family Guy. Isn't it give good pussy? No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So y'all
You
gotta
work in corporate America. You get up on the janitor.
Listen,
You're gonna find out who was the victim.
Hey, listen, you stop messing with Louie and clean that coochie. Hey, what was this? Oh, okay. So listen, man, Jay Speed said toys got more horsepower than a 350 Chevrolet. Hey, but you know what though? How do you guys feel about that though? I'm gonna ask y'all this. How do y'all feel about toys?
No.
Shit, from what y'all just said, I'm
I don't want to compete with this.
Nah, I'm straight on the toys
I
because
can't compete with Duracell.
like
I
my
can't
wife
compete with
cheating on
Ryobi. I can't do it.
I can.
Nah.
Hey.
And I mean even
Whoa,
deeper.
Mr. Bennett said he can. Well, go ahead, Mr.
Compete
Bennett.
with
Tell us more.
Ryobi?
Mr. Bennett a freak.
I don't even want to. When they use the machines,
he ain't even undercover. We just didn't ask him the right questions.
Mr. Bennett, hey, Mr. Bennett's a stripper.
I just think that's
this is the third show that he done revealed
Mr.
some
Bennett
stuff.
said, when you married, the bed is undefiled.
It sure in the hell is. That what he said?
100.
No visitors. Ryobi is not welcome. No visitors. Everything belongs to me.
But again, we talk about ministry, right? So for a lot of us men, we need to educate ourselves. We need to become experts in different areas. And yeah, you can have the power, but there's an art. And so you need to also master your craft. So all of that is part of it. So you can bring the horsepower, but at the end of the day, you know, I've seen a lot of big. I've had some time in the martial arts. I've seen a lot of big muscular guys go in there. They see the Mr. Miyagi guy, and Mr. Miyagi has them on the floor in 2 seconds. So you need to, that wax. You need to learn how to wax on.
Wax on, wax on.
There you go.
So
there you go. Wax on.
I'm not intimidated by it by a machine. You know.
No machines. No.
And speaking of Raw Dog Running, Driscoll, he got his wife is about to have a lovely, beautiful bundle of possibility next month. The due date is next month, right, Driscoll? Congratulations, my brother.
How many children do you guys have?
This would be number 8.
Number 8.
Go with it, boy. That's what I'm talking about.
But
that's what I'm talking about, boy.
But she brought 2 into the marriage though, so only 6 of them.
Yeah, so if I can bring the conversation a little back to the source. So I want to know a little more about you, because I think what's missing in a lot of these conversations is, I think what you're bringing to the table, what we need is not so much talking about the women, but how to be a man. And I think I want to know more about where you were, what your thought process is when you made the decision that you wanted to be a husband. And then what made you pick her, again, given the fact that she came with 2 children, you know, again, in these spaces, in these YouTube spaces, we talked about don't go to the baby mamas, don't, you know, all this stuff, stay away from that and all that, but you took that on. And so, you know, so again, what was your thought process at the time? Where were you? And then what made you choose her? That I think that could be an insightful conversation. And I think I may go to Jedi Mike's question, because he was like, he's got this girl who doesn't have those things, but he's still contemplating should he marry her still. So what made you make that decision, without sharing too much? If you don't want to get too personal, I understand it.
No, absolutely.
But where you were, and then what made you say, okay, this is who I'm rolling with. I think that'd be helpful to the
person. I mean, for one, I wasn't in these spaces at that time, so you know, that didn't really play a role on me. But with that said, I still, believe it or not, I was that guy that said I would never be with a woman with kids. So there's irony in that. But I think when I met her, I mean, I wasn't necessarily looking for a wife. You know what I mean? We just kind of hit it off, and you know, it developed into that, and it just got to a point where mostly for me, I just appreciated her willingness to listen to me and to learn. You know, because she didn't have it all together, but neither did I as a man. You know what I mean? I didn't have my father in the home either. So I was not who I am today. It took me a long time to figure things out. I was in the military at the time. That helped me get a little bit of structure in my life. But I was still finding my way. So it was easy for me to not be so hard on her with standards. So I might not be the best person to answer that for Jedi. Me and my wife, we very much grew together. In a sense.
No, but that's my point. That's the same thing I'm in right now, where it's like, that conversation you said, there's probably a conversation where either you or her feel like, I'm not worthy to be in this relationship. I am a mess. I'm a mess, right? And guess what? Yes, you are now, but I chose you. Like, that's the thing. As a man, say, I chose you, and I'm just like, and the problem that a lot of women are not believing is that when a man's telling, hey, listen, I know you're a mess. I believe you, but I said I still chose you. They're like, I don't believe you. They don't, and that's the thing. Unfortunately, with real men are men of their word, it's like they don't believe that because what they came across, which I don't blame them. But at the same time, it's almost to a point where you're so used to losing, you don't realize when you won, right? You know, it went to a point of when you actually have someone there actually willing to invest in you. Look, I'm not all together either. Like, I'm still in college. I'll be graduating my last semester in a couple of months, but I'm still like, okay, finances, all stuff, men, everything like that. But I realized, listen, God is the center of this. of this relationship, and knowing, listen, we have also to treat like we have to raise the standard in our life. For example, think of it as the foundational relationship as a house, right? You ever found you don't come into my house? Some people have a standard like you take your shoes off before you enter my home. Why? Because you're dragging dirt from outside from somewhere else you got it from, not here, and yeah, you're gonna bring that in my house, and I have to clean it up. No, respect myself, like respect me. Please take your shoes off. Hey, you're not gonna come in. If people come into your house and just immediately go to the refrigerator, touching stuff. No, how dare you? No, have a standard for yourself, men and women.
That's what I'm
Like
talking about.
and also like you're not gonna come in my kitchen. Wash your hands. Like some of that, it's the same thing. And I know I'm speaking in metaphor, but I'm saying in terms of taking care of yourself, treating yourself as a priority in your life, and knowing things of like there's a process of certain things of value that you're going to obtain. But if you don't do that, you're not entering in this household. That's the thing. And then unfortunately, people have an open door to their bedroom, right? Straight to their bedroom, and realizing, and then now they're trying to trickle back down to actually understand who the person is, when they didn't do necessary work of actually what in terms of what God is intended. Right. I understand we are broken, we are flesh people, but I understand that us having God being the center, all that triumphs that. But we just have to believe that. We're going to fail, obviously. But you say I'm growing with you, bro. That doesn't mean that storm never gonna come. Right.
Also, and to go a little deeper into his question, because he asked about the kids too, and I think I kind of breezed over that. That is important. And one thing that helped for me is our kids were young. One, I think, had just turned 4. The other one was 1 year old. So their dad wasn't in their life, and it allowed me to be the only man in their life. So they became to the point where they became to see me as their father because they didn't remember him. I think had I had a situation where it was a man knocking on my door every day to pick up his kids, I don't know if I would be built for that. And that could sound awful to the fathers out there who are co-parenting.
That's real. No, that's real.
But that's just me being honest, and I've told her that. I don't think we would have gotten here under that type of scenario. And then aside from that, I think also, like I said, her reception of my honest truths. Like, for instance, when we first decided to take the relationship to the next step, we had moved in together before we got married. And mind you, the state that I met her in, I had moved away because I was in the military. So it was time for me to transfer. And when I had finally, she visited a few times, we made a decision, hey, we're going to try this thing out. She came up first to get established without the kids. And then the kids came a couple months later. When the children came, she said, hey, when my kids get here, I'm going to have to give them all my time. I'm going to put you on the back burner for like a week. I just want to give you that heads up. And I was like, absolutely not. That's not how we're going to do this. And, to a lot of people, that would be like, what the heck? But I did not want to even lay the foundation that it was going to be y'all and me. If we're supposed to be becoming a family, why we can't do stuff together? Why is it that you feel the need to separate yourselves from me? And I don't even want them to think that that's the expectation. And I think, like I said, her willingness to hear me out on what it would take to make it work, and me just being raw with her, like I'm not willing to be number 2 to anybody, even children, especially. I have to be first in my home. That was just what made it work. Aside from that, I know we would not be where we are.
How old are you, Driscoll?
33.
Yeah. Okay. So this is right there what you just did, what you guys did. Man, y'all were building yourselves for each other.
Right.
You guys were literally building yourselves like what I'm going through right now. Me and my lady, we over a year now, right? We've both been married before. We've both been in relationships where it molded us to the people that we are now. And so with me and her, we have to actually talk about each and everything. Each and everything. I wasn't like that when I was younger because I was in a different space. But being 50 and she's 9 years younger than me, if we met each other at different times, we would not have been together.
Exactly.
At all. It so happened when you said that you you actually wasn't out to be with a woman with kids. I think that's a very honest thing that every man needs to be able to say to themselves, for the simple fact that when it was less than 10 years ago, they were giving more props to stepdads and was shitting on the real dads. When in fact, to be a stepdad, you have to be ready to be that man. Because I know some great men that were stepdads to, their women's or wives' kids. But I also knew some that they acted the same way with that woman's kids than they did with their own, and they didn't even have a real relationship with their own kids. So a lot of it comes from men not being ready. Like, that's a ready family. That's an already family. You have to be in the business of that.
And it's tough.
You cannot, because the thing is, and damn, you just said some powerful shit when she was like, well, listen, I'm gonna come here because it sounded like a good idea to her. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna spend this time with the kids, get them situated. I'm gonna have you. I'm not gonna leave you, but this is what. And you was just like, hell no, that's not it right there. No, that man, me and her, and who was it? Was it you, Mr. Bennett, when we was talking about the table?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what we was explaining to her, because she was saying, she was like, no, my husband is the table. And what we were saying was, no, take the damn table out of it. The leverage that you had, man, because she was just like, she was giving all the credit to you. I said, I guarantee you sparked something in that man that made that man want to just be with you 100%. Your power, you didn't even know the power that you had at the time. And that's why with us being men, when we got that woman that'll make us run through that brick wall, man, that is something that every woman can't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you one thing too that's contrary to, I mean, everything that makes sense to most people is me seeing her parent kind of was intriguing to me. She already obviously came with not just the knowledge, but the habit of cooking because she had kids to take care of. You know what I mean? Just knowing that she was already taking care of a household, especially at the age we were at. She was 21 when I met her. You know what I mean? So we literally developed together, and there was nobody else in that age group that was doing the things she was doing because she had to, as she was a teenage mom. She had her first kid when she was 18. So, you know what I mean? It kind of gave her a little bit of a head start where the other girls in her age group did not care about any of the things that kind of helped her have the mindset to be the wife that I needed.
And you know what?
Even with that,
your wisdom.
Not only
you led with your wisdom, bro. I gotta say that, bro. You led with the wisdom that you got, and you're gonna keep being wiser and wiser and wiser. You still to this day, you will not be the same person. By the time you get 45, you're gonna be different than what you are right now, bro. So I give you mad kudos, bro.
I appreciate
you. It gives me a sense of I can kind of breathe easier, man, because I'm on these panels that I'm on, man. It's not that narrative that we keep hearing about black men. That ain't the real narrative, bro. That's not the real narrative. We focus, and I think it just got to the point as collectively, man, we just focus so much on the negative, on the women and the men. The women like your wife, they out there. But what we end up doing, man, we I think, and this is just my opinion, I think we fell for the banana in the tailpipe when we dealt with this whole thing with race. We're only relegated to one race. We should be relegated to people that we can develop a relationship with, community with, and love, period. And I think that's what hurt a lot of people. It's just some people now, man, they too damn old. When they try to get out there in that dating field, that shit is a cesspool right now. And you got to get into it, because in order for you to even find a husband or a wife, you have to date. So now what do? What we do is have these conversations, have brothers like you. We have brothers like Jedi Mike. You guys are this is your time. Brothers like me, Mr. Bennett, we're trying to enjoy the rest of our life we're trying to enjoy the women that we're with. We ain't trying to get back out there. It's kind of like I done hung it up. I'm like, I can't get out there and do this shit no more, man. Because it's not like how it was. And I ain't never had a problem with dating anybody. I ain't never had a problem with finding a good person, but they just wasn't good for me. And I vet them very quick. 8 months is all you got.
So what are your
you don't make it to 8 months, I'm out of there.
Right. And so what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts when it comes to like I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. There was a content creator last week when your wife was on the show, and she was talking, and I was going to be petty and say the name, but I'm not going to do it because we're having too good of a show. But but he said it sounds like your wife is reading off of a script when she's speaking about you. You saw that?
Yeah, I seen that comment.
What are your thoughts?
Driscoll, he be seeing it all.
What are your thoughts on these unmarried aisle 5 at Walmart dudes that talk about women like your wife who are, because I that same content creator, I saw that person say something about security boss. I've seen it. So what how do you feel about the men that are against women that are like your wife and are
male, not men.
Male, I'm sorry.
I think women like my wife create a scary narrative for him, because one thing that she's consistent about is that she's a reflection of my leadership. And I think that terrifies men in this space, to have the mirror placed back on themselves. And that's just what it is. Awesome. I'm just being honest. That's what I'm seeing over and over. Everybody has all the answers for the women. And I mean, they think that there's no part that they're supposed to play in it except being the guy with their chest out. And that's just not how it goes.
I love it, bro.
I want to say this. I want to say this too. Let me say this right here, that, when you spoke about the suggestion that your wife gave when she, after she moved up there with you, and then when she brought the kids, when she included the kids, the option she gave you, most, let's just be honest, most guys would have taken the option that she presented.
100%.
But for the fact that you stepped up and you told her no, and you told her how everything was going to go, bro, man, I take my hat off to you. I want to spotlight you. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is, it's a reason why you're being spotlighted right now, right? We talked about the Bible. Okay, Proverbs 31. We always talk about the woman, right? But also, in Proverbs, it says her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders in the land.
I'm out of here.
Bro, it's a reason why it's a reason why we're spotlighting Driscoll right now, right? She is a big part of that.
Boy, you better drop that mic.
She is a big part of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of women miss that. They miss that part. What kind of intricate role they play.
Mute for me, Driscoll.
And what kind of intricate role they play in a great man's life and legacy. And they think that we don't pay attention to that. But to be honest with you, when it comes to men, we pay attention to that probably more than the man, even 100%. Though he's a great man.
Hey, I say it all the time, bro. And that's why it bugs me out that dudes don't want to take that leadership or that control, because
they're not seeing. But see, here's the issue: they're not seeing it, bro. See what I'm getting from this show tonight, and I think a lot of us, again, in these spaces, we hear so many things, this manosphere space and whatnot. We're not hearing the story, bro. See, you can take any statement that someone's gonna say, what your wife said or what you said. We can take anything in isolation. Oh, I'm the table, or I'm the head, or this, that, and the third, or whatever. But until you shared your story tonight, I admit to you, I wasn't follow up on everything. I had some questions in my mind, but understanding your story. See, and that's the thing I think you got to bring it. You can't bring. We bring a lot of statements. We bring a lot of these proclamations to the space, but they don't know your background, bro.
Right.
And I think that's the piece that might be missing in a lot of this. So I like this. And Black Man, you might want to have this going forward. having these spotlights. When you spotlight people, share your story, bro.
Awesome.
Because you broke all the rules, right? When KS, rest in peace, KS, he came out, he had his thing on, no baby mamas, or you stupid to be a stepfather. You said no, you broke that.
Right.
Well, to be fair, in KS rules though, I'm technically not a high value man though.
Understood that.
You know what I mean?
But
in
I'm
his
just saying,
rules, in his rules.
Right, but I'm just saying. But overall, you broke that, and like I said, you built together. See, you're the model that people need to see. Everyone wants to come to this thing finished, and you guys are constantly working to build this thing together. That's what people need to see. And you're 33 years old. See, I'm an older guy. I'm 50. I'll be 53 this year. But the young cats that are coming up, they need to see your example, bro.
Yeah, you blessed me tonight, man. You blessed me.
Right. So right.
Wow.
Jedi Mike
Appreciate
needs to hear from you, bro. So I think that's the thing. We need to. It's one thing for us to make these statements in these places, but unless you know the story of the individual, a lot of that stuff gets lost. I think I think a lot of your detractors, a lot of your people tonight, if they still got something against you, then that's just the devil right there.
I'll just say this.
You earned a lot of fans. You got a lot of fans. You got a lot of admirers tonight who respect you times 10 tonight for what you shared tonight. So I just want to salute you for that, brother. Really,
and exactly.
a lot to me, man.
It's a way how God works.
Absolutely.
It's a way how God works things out, because his wife came on Tuesday. Shout out to Family Values for coming on Tuesday, and she always the same. Like it never changes. Like she's the same person. And so when she said what she said, man, I reached out to you, right, Driscoll? Yeah, I reached out. So me and he was conversating, and he was like, you know what? Let's just have a show about, I'm controlling. So
I can't take that credit. That was actually your idea. You was the brains behind it.
Okay.
I can't take the credit.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Look at Black Man.
I mean, come on. But either way, it came together. And for the older generation, it used to be a TV show called The A-Team. And it used to be a guy said, I love it when a plan comes together.
That's right.
Hannibal. Hannibal, yeah, absolutely. And I think that this is what it needs to take for us to change the narrative in these spaces, right? And we're not arguing, we're not fussing, but we do understand your wife's point. And then you came on 3 days later, and you just come right in and say, listen, this is what it is. And like Mr. Bennett just said, if someone has a problem with you right now, which some people will still have a problem with you, right? There are people scolding your wife to this day right now. And they're gonna scold you after this. Oh man, this nigga on Black Man Unfiltered, man, nigga old. They're going to do it. You know why? Because hurt people. Misery loves company. And when you see, and sometimes you see these other panels come on, these all women panels, some of them are married, some of their husbands need to come in and say, get off of there, because they're taking their hurt views, they're taking their pain, and they're just pouring it all out on everybody. Right. And I think that your wife is a huge example, and I hope they keep coming for your wife. You know why? Because the more they come for her, the more she's going to elevate. If we can go to the Bible says, I'm trying not to preach tonight. The Bible says, I prepared the table before you in the presence of your enemies. That means the people that hate on you got to sit and watch you eat. God.
That's right.
Listen,
all your disciples.
That's right. You got to sit and watch you eat. Just like right now, it's some haters watching me. You got to sit and watch me eat. There's some haters watching you tonight. Everybody on this panel, somebody watching you that don't like you because you're doing the work. And when you're doing the work, they got to sit and watch you eat. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, God got those guards on them guards on both sides of your eyes, so you can look straight ahead on to what He has destined for you. But anyway, listen, we have final thoughts. The doors of the church is open.
I'll just say that as a stepdad here, who's also a supporter of Disco
Black David,
TV.
you go first for final thoughts. Hold on. I'm gonna get you up here. All right, Black David, ladies and gentlemen.
As a stepdad who supports Disco TV, what he done, I understand exactly what he going through. Because when I met my wife, my stepdaughter was 12 years old, but I didn't call her my daughter, I called her my daughter. To this day, right now, I still treat her as my own daughter. Now she made me a proud granddad. Not only 2 kids, the one's on the way pretty soon. So I would say this. There's nothing wrong being a stepdad unless you have the honor and the respect to become one. There's nothing wrong being a husband if you're determined to be one. Being a husband is being a leader. Being a leader is be the one who guide the family. Being the one who guide the family is the one who protect the family. Driscoll TV showed a perfect example of people in his age should be looking at how to conduct, how to guide, how to lead. Every man wants the privilege, the reward, but don't want to take the responsibility. You don't want to take the responsibility, don't call yourself a man. You are a male, not a man. And to all the women who join the nature of wiglam, who gonna hate on Driscoll TV wife, keep up with your wig. They're the membership for you. So it's what it is.
Yeah, everybody unmuted, because we already came up with it. Assalamu, and we already said it. What scam likely? Assalamu Wiggum.
A Wiggum salam.
Wiggle off salam.
So
I
listen,
leave my wig in the salon.
Yeah, so Black David, man, tell him how you can be reached, how people can reach out to you, man. Listen, Black David, guys, I'm gonna give him his flowers, right? This man right here is an IT genius. He's been in IT for 20 years. And so y'all got to go go over and see my brother. If you have any IT issues, anything going on with your equipment, your microphone, your laptop.
He's a father and a grandfather.
A grandfather and a grandfather. I let my wife at Trinidad again. But listen, this man can help you fix anything. The other day, my wife was having issues with her printer. And I put my wife on the line with Black David, and Black David helped my wife get the printer back working. So
while on the way doing laundry.
Right on the way to doing laundry. Absolutely. So, man, I appreciate you guys. Please go over to his channel, man. Go ahead and tell him what your channel is. So y'all
if you go to my YouTube channel, it's called CBN Tech Talk. They are linked to my Facebook. They are linked to my LinkedIn, which is legit. It shows my proof what I've done over the years.
The Black David children.
And oh, please don't mind them. Oh God. Yes, I love my children. Okay, and I love my grandkids. You find me on Facebook, you find me on LinkedIn, you find me on Instagram. Black man would tell you, if you call me for any issue, I'll try my best to help you right on the spot. If not, I'll look for the answer. I'm a team player, and I keep it real.
All right, man. Well, Black David, thank you so much, brother. Before you leave, I got to give you some of you. All right, man. I love you, brother. Have a good night, man.
I'm not that big. What's going on?
Good night, Leslie.
Scam likely. Well, give us your final thoughts about the show tonight, my brother.
Good talk. I'm gonna be real short. Women, burn them damn toys. That's not gonna work. No. All of that vagina belongs to that man. Not the Duracell, not to Ryobi, not to the solar company. No. That's all I got.
All right. Now they got a new toy out called the pitchfork. So you better watch out for it. It take four Duracell D batteries.
No, don't do it.
Look, got 320 horsepower. Boy, she get that, you done. You might well move out. Hey, Dusto, you got so Dusto has a show coming. Go ahead, Dusto. I'll let you do it.
Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the Dustosphere. I've just actually been promoted to the president of the Dustosphere. We have a show coming soon, starring Dusto, starring Black Man Unfiltered. And actually, we're looking for a new cast. Anybody with any acting and comedy talent, as well as trolls and as well as victims and simps, everyone is welcome. But just wear a bulletproof vest because we will roast that ass if you're out of line. But coming very soon. All right, welcome.
Man. Hey, man, welcome.
Wigs are welcome also. You might want to staple them down, super glue. Wigs are also welcome.
Assalamu Wiggum, brother.
A Wiggum salam. Shout out to the nation of Wigwam.
So, hey, so listen, man, he gonna be on the Black Man Unfiltered Network, man, coming soon, man. We getting everything set out for this guy. That show is gonna be hilarious. I cannot wait. All right. So, no captivity. What do you have?
Man, it's been a blessing sitting up here on this panel and an honor listening to Driscoll.
Absolutely.
And just listening to the dynamics of his whole entire family. I think it was very much needed. So many times, often in these spaces, we hear so much negativity about Black men and they're not doing their job and it's not even worth it. I love shows like this because it's like a slap in their face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I go to sleep like a baby after shows like this, man.
Yeah.
And also I want to say that this shows that if your marriage isn't battle tested, right? If it's not rock solid, like Driscoll, and I'm not saying that everything is perfect with Driscoll's marriage, but let me tell you something. The one of the most important thing he mentioned was this man stays in his Bible. Right then and there when he said that early on in the show, I said they gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right because they battle tested. Because let me tell you something, the demons are out there, the negative spirits are out there. If you not locked and loaded, you not gonna make it. Your marriage not gonna make it. I'm just telling you, it's not going to happen. If your husband is not an appropriate leader, if he doesn't have the right guidance, if he doesn't have the right wisdom, right, then it trickles down to the wife. Because I'm pretty sure that he made his wife better, and in turn, she made him better. It's like a domino effect, right? But I just want to say salute to Driscoll. Thank you, bro. You just blessed me tonight. I can't speak for everybody else, but you blessed me tonight, bro. Thank you. And thank you, Black Man Unfiltered.
Absolutely. Hey, no captivity. Go ahead and give out your channel, man, so they can go and support you, man.
Make sure you go to my channel, No Captivity with Freezy. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell button. Mostly I do reaction videos, but I try to be entertaining at the same time. And the videos, I try to make them full of substance. So go to No Captivity with Freezy and subscribe. Thank y'all, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you too, brother. I appreciate you, man. Absolutely. Hey, listen, while you up here, Freezy, tonight really was an eye opener. I know we have a lot of fun on my platform, man, and my network, man, and we do a lot. We bang heads, we've had arguments, it's been drag out throughs, but I really believe tonight has been an eye opener. I think this tonight is giving birth to something else.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely giving birth to something else, and so we definitely gotta just meditate.
I'm talking about this conversation. We mentioned KS, right?
Yeah.
And listen, rest in peace to my dog KS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like Mr. Bennett said, this conversation was bigger than that.
Right.
I agree. It opened a whole nother door to reality.
Right.
Not this cookie cutter life we've been seeing on these spaces, right?
Yes.
It's real life out here. Listen, I have, and I'm pretty sure people know because I've voiced this before. I too am married to a woman who already had a child, right? So when I hear these talking points about, oh, you crazy if you get with a woman with a child already. Listen, some of these women with children, just because they had a child before you doesn't make them bad women. They didn't purposely construct a life like that. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so men in today's society have to learn how to start giving grace, but giving grace to the right women.
Exactly.
That's the key.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to wrap it up with that, man.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. It's been a powerful conversation, man. I'll see you in the back in a little bit, brother.
For sure.
All right, man. Jedi Mike. Thank God for captivity. No captivity. That's my brother. That's my brother, man. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I just said for you, you guys, the conversation really blessed me as I'm moving forward. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I was having a lot of anxiety these last few weeks, whatever, because I feel like God has been convicting me in a lot of situations. Recently, as I voiced yesterday on a platform, I had basically talking with my friends from deleting himself the other day, and it really kind of just provoked me. But God was able to use me as a vessel to minister to him from that, and that took a toll on me this last few days. So that's why I came back home to visit family and stuff. But then also, there's been a person in my life that I've been wrestling with, and that's why when I was hearing this conversation, I've just realized, I think I found her, and that itself is terrifying. So I just wanted to make sure that for me as a man, I'm being constrained to the Lord and to what I intended moving forward. And to you, Driscoll, again, we talk about Kevin Samuels. I mean, it's one thing we can say that some of the things he says is true, but again, it's not end all be all with certain things. And I'm like, this conversation, all the detractors, I like all people, these platforms, and see, especially on this particular platform, thinking, oh, you Kevin Samuel, you got to send for Kevin Samuel. Also, like, we're saying, no, Kevin Samuel's ideology is not the only way. The only thing, the way we talk about is, talk about commitment, talking about consistency, having a plan, also being obedient to each other, giving each other grace. Also realizing that just because somebody stumbles and loses their way doesn't mean they're lost forever, right? So when that mindset of saying, "Oh, just because you have a child from another person doesn't mean that you are, like, i.e., lost or had no value whatsoever." Again, I just really love when you guys had a conversation. For me, being a young man, and like my life is transitioning really fast. It's just I like think all you guys, like my big bros, just like for someone as an outlet I can reach out to. So thank you all. Appreciate that.
I appreciate it, man. Tell them how they can reach you, brother.
Yeah, you can find me on Jedi Mike 7 on YouTube. That's Jedi Mike 7, my name over here. You see on Jedi Mike 7 YouTube. I do. I work as a movie critic. I'm part of the AFCA, so I do reviews about movies and TV shows, but also do videos about personal development as well, going into scripture as well. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Hit the notification bell. Appreciate y'all.
All right, appreciate it. Jedi Mike, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Mr. Bennett, man, come on, man, drop some dimes on us tonight, brother. Tell me about what's your thoughts about the show tonight.
Well, a lot of times we talk about, where the black men, particularly in church, that a lot of our churches are empty because black men aren't are going there in lesser numbers. And reality is, black men still have church. It's just in places you may not be familiar with. One of the places that's
tonight.
always been church is the barbershop. The barbershop is the comedy club where we cut up and make fun of one another. The barbershop is the debate center where we talk about politics. We talk about sports teams. We talk about LeBron versus MJ. We talk about all that. We get down with everything there. But there have been times, and I know this personally in my life, my biggest blessings in my life, and certainly the last 10 years, has been in the barbershop where I've had brothers minister to me and I've ministered to them. And tonight, I think, is one of those moments where you have these brothers of good conscience, whether you're Christian or not or whatever. We just come together in good faith, uh, uplifting this conversation, showing an example of what a man is supposed to be, what a father's supposed to be, what a husband's supposed to be, the grace that a husband can bring, and what a woman can then add to her husband. And so this is one of those times where I'm just feeling just very elevated tonight. This is what makes me optimistic. And I would just encourage my brother that, again, people need to hear more of your story, not the ideology. Ideology is great up to a point, but ideology without background can be misconstrued and it can be used as a weapon to hurt others. So when you bring your humility to the table, when you bring your humble beginnings to the table, it makes a difference. That opens up the hearts and minds of people. People have to know that you care about them before you just sometimes just dispel. Everyone wants to just preach out there. But even with preaching, unless you show empathy for people, you have the capacity to understand and say, I've been there too. See, a lot of Christian people, we we don't want to tell people, yeah, we got a past also. We weren't always who we say we are.
Mhm.
And so we need to be able to share it and have that break down these barriers and these walls that we build up. We got to be macho and we got to be men and strong and not show our vulnerabilities. No, you are a living testimony to that. And I'm glad I've been able to not only hear you tonight, but be a part of the discussion. So I just encourage you and your family. One question I do have to ask you, though. I know you got 8, but at like the old sitcom, is 8 is enough? Or you guys going until the Lord closes the womb, or you guys gonna keep going? That's the question I have. I'm just kind of kidding,
I
but
want to be done so bad. But the
well,
thing is,
yeah.
I went to get a vasectomy, and they said my BMI was too high, so I got to cut some weight.
Okay. Well, look, I'm part of the V Club. All right, just to so give you some give encouragement. A few of us are hail. A lot of us brothers out here are part of the V Club. So certainly we stand with your decision there. You'll be all right. But again, I just wanted to thank you for sharing tonight. Thank you, Black Man, for putting this on. And this show definitely let me know that what you're doing is God's work, and what you're doing offering this panel where we can just be brothers and we can just love one another. And with every week that goes on, you just develop more respect
for the men who sacrifice their time, because we could be doing other things. It's Friday night. It's holiday week, and we could be doing all kinds of things tonight.
Right.
But the fact that we come together in this space, and thanks to our wives for letting us come here, because I could
Right.
be doing something else.
Right.
But thank you for the platform. And I encourage anyone, if you're not a subscriber, become a subscriber, become a member. I'm a member of this. I'm not just on the show, but I'm also a member of this platform because I trust and I believe in what Black Man is doing. I think he's offering a valuable service to our community. So thank you for everything you're doing, Driscoll. Keep doing your thing, brother. And I'm just waiting to hear more of how God's going to bless you and use you going forward. So salute to you, sir. Take care.
I appreciate
and
that.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett, man. We appreciate you too, brother. So much, man. Appreciate you. And tell your wife we said hi, man.
That's right. Will do. Take care, guys.
Absolutely, man. Mr. Bennett, guys. If y'all want to see more of Mr. Bennett, man, he's with me on Tuesday nights on Talk That Talk Tuesday. He's a part of that cast over there, man. And please come in here. He's dropping dimes. He's dropping them dimes every Tuesday night. So please come over on Tuesday night on Talk That Talk Tuesday. And thank you, Mr. Bennett, for being here. Thank you for being a part of the Black Man Unfiltered family. Man, I love you and your family, man. And man, continue to be who you are. Mr. Bennett, man. Another brother, man. Man, listen, I met this brother not long ago, but I feel like I've been knowing him for years, brother. My guy right here, man. What We Know Podcast, the host of What We Know Podcast, man. Y'all give it up for JT, man. JT, go ahead.
It's been over 10 years, man, and I've been looking for y'all for I don't know how long, and I finally found y'all.
Man, come on, brother.
Finally found my circle, man.
Absolutely, bro. Man, you know, much love to you, bro.
It took me that long. Much love, bro. Much love. It's taken a long time for me to get this type of circle. I've been yearning for this circle right here, man. Intelligent conversation, be able to challenge me on my thoughts. I can challenge the other brothers, man, and we can change the trajectory on how to have conversation.
Right. Exactly.
It's the shift, bro. This is the shift. Listen, this was a very important show. Very important show, bro. One of the things that has given me another respect for just my black brothers and my sisters is that we still got people that's trying.
Yeah.
That's put in hell of an effort, that's actually fortifying circles, building their community, starting from where they're at right now.
Yeah.
This is something that's changing, man. A lot of people think that the world is going to end and they think it's just a lot of chaos. It's supposed to be chaos right now because we're in that shift. This is that shift. And this is what we need to do. We have to be able to do this, man. Driscoll, brother, I really salute you, man. Keep doing it. You got the brothers right here, man. We got you and your lovely wives back. No doubt. Keep doing what y'all doing. Keep doing the work, man. And I'm gonna tell you, bro. I'm a little full right now, bro. I'm not being full for the past 2 months right now because things are just right now. When it comes down to this community right here, bro, I'm really lost for words. And I got a woman that she really respects me. She respects what I'm doing. She got my back, and it's just a beautiful thing, bro. Most definitely. And I thank you, man, for holding it down for me, man. For no doubt, bro. All you brothers, man. Y'all just some beautiful people, man. Most
Absolutely, brother.
Man.
I gotta get down to Michigan for damn show.
Yeah, oh man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna get you on that giant slide,
I got
bro.
family
I'm
in
gonna get you on that
Flint.
giant slide. Oh boy.
Hey man, listen, man. JT, go ahead and tell them how they can reach you, man, how they can get to you on Saturday nights, man. We have a wonderful time over on this platform, but go ahead, man. I'll let you do it.
Most definitely. You can find me at What We Know Podcast with me, JT, and my homeboy, Rob. Tomorrow, we will, at 9:30, we'll be doing a breakdown of Joe Budden and Adam 22's conversation. And the conversation was based off of Adam. If anybody know who Adam 22 with No Jumper, they had a conversation, and the whole thing was that he was exploiting the young black rappers, and he exploited Kevin Samuel's death and all these different things. Now, this is the thing. When I do these type of breakdowns, the conversation ain't what people expect them to be. Am I lying, black man? They something different.
Last week, man.
We have a whole different type of
I
conversation,
had
bro.
to come outside the box last week.
Oh man, you was unfiltered, no doubt, bro. No doubt. We're looking to have that same conversation. It's going to get a lot more deeper than what people can even understand. But you can find us every Saturday at 9:30 at What We Know Podcast. On IG, you can go to What We Know _podcast. You can find my boy Rob at Thankful. Thankful _Rob. You can find me at DJ _JIGTYTE. That's DJ _Jig Tight. You can find me on there also. We're gonna have a good time tomorrow, man. You gonna be able to come through?
Yeah, I'll be able to. Yeah.
Hey, so listen, you see how you did your boy Mandrell and you did Black David? I got a little surprise for you tomorrow, brother. I got a little surprise.
somebody go get me. Golly.
Man, hey man, I'm in my bag, bro. Hey, we gonna have to keep doing it. I'm in my bag with it, man.
Hey man, much love to you, man.
But y'all have a night.
Tell your wonderful, beautiful lady, man, that we said, man. Thank her for allowing us the privilege to have your presence on the platform tonight, man. I know she loves you and cares about you. And shout out to your children, man. Everything, brother. I'm just blessing everybody that was on the platform tonight. Their whole lives just be multiplied, just time and time again, brother. So thank you so much for being here,
brother.
I appreciate seeing you a little bit. All right, we got JB's fiance gave us $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here tonight, JB. Thank you for subscribing as well and being a subscriber, man. I really, 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 really appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. Now, Driscoll, man, listen, bro. Thank you, bro. First of all, I want to start with your lovely wife first, man. I know you guys have a lot of responsibility, and so on Tuesday nights, man, I text her and I told her, I said, listen, I need you so bad because your perspective is needed so bad. And I even text you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you for allowing your wife to come on and give a word, man, because this is the kind of conversations we need to be having. All that hollering and screaming and going back with these women. I said it 6 weeks ago. I'm not doing it no more. I want to have conversations like we're having now. And tonight, man, I just had chills, bro. Like I couldn't even just define what was happening tonight. Man, we had Bible study, church service, a comedy show, a Bible study again, a serious man-to-man conversation in here tonight, man. It was amazing, bro. And so thank you for allowing your wife to come on Tuesdays, bro. And thank you for coming tonight. And if you ain't busy on Fridays, bro, we wide open over here, bro. Please come over here and chill with us, man. We would love to have you every Friday, man. I'll send you the link every Friday. You can make it, you can. If you can't, I understand. So what are your final words, man? And thank you again for being here, brother.
Yeah, man. I'm thankful for being here, bro. This was a blessing to me. Man, so much more than I expected. First, thanks to all the gentlemen that joined us on this panel. It was such a pleasure to meet them. I'm just so humbled by all the praise, all the appreciation, all the honor, man. I came up here expecting more disagreement than what I got. And, it's just so much love, so much respect, so many people up here just here to really learn and hear each other perspectives, rather we agree or not. I learned from a lot of the people on here tonight, especially Mr. Bennett. What he said on the way out really hit home for me, and that convicted me. And I know I need to tell my story more. He right. That's essential to our testimony is, where we failed and what we've been through. People need to know all that. And we dug deep, bro. And the big testament to my wife, salute to her, because she has just been my favor for me to step into this space and have respect before I even open my mouth. That's the return on my investment right there. That makes all the years of hard work worth it, and that's what you get, Like, I don't know who it was that said it. We always talk about the Proverbs 31 woman. But the key is that her man was just not no ordinary peasant. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The two can't exist together. So it's just so beautiful, man, when marriage is done right. And, you know, we got to really break down today that right does not necessarily mean flawless or perfect. In fact, you know, the growing pains of marriage is in the ugly. And that's where you get the closest a lot of times. So, you know, when we talking about the fact that I'm always in my word, yeah. But the biggest thing is that I'm in the word with my wife. You know, as men, we got to teach our women. We cannot just leave them to society, to the world, to have their own understanding and then be mad when they don't align with our thinking. You know, it does me no good to just fill myself with truth and my wife is running around not knowing what's going on. And don't just teach them laws or rules, but when we teach these principles, teach the importance of it, teach the protections that they provide. So they know, hey, this benefits me to do this. And I'm not just submitting to you because I am less than you. No, I'm submitting to you because that is what provides my protection, you know, and there's just so much that I got from this, man. And I'm definitely going to be back whenever possible. And know that my wife don't go on everybody panel, bro. And that ain't even just my decision. She's picky. And when we first had you hit her up, you know what I mean? We did our research. We thoroughly looked into what you got going on. And you know, a lot. I know we said a lot about Kevin Samuels. We rock with Kevin Samuels, but we were of the same mind frame that we don't agree with everything, and that's okay. You know, and one thing I will say though, from watching what you're doing and seeing the few weeks that she has been rocking with you on that show, I knew it was a God thing. I knew that what you were doing was genuine. You're not just in this for profit, but you really want to see our communities, hearts and minds change. And I'm all in with that, bro. So you ain't even got to thank me no more for having my wife on there. It's an honor for me and a pleasure to have her out here doing God's work, bro. And we rocking with you all the way.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you and your wife. And shout out to all your babies, especially the one that's on the way, man. I'm so excited.
Appreciate it. We hype, man.
Do y'all know the sex yet? Or
it's a girl. It's a girl. That's gonna be 4 and 4. We ready to wrap it up.
So hold on. So you got a name?
Trinity.
Hey, I like it. I like it, brother. Man, listen, thank you so much for being here tonight, bro. If you want to hang out with us in the back for a little bit, you can. If you want to, I'll drop you down. Then when I end the show, I'll be back in the back. We can have a deeper conversation if you want to do that. All right, guys. So thank you so much for being here, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, another great show tonight. Another great show tonight, man. I am so excited. I just can't hide it, man. He came in. He told his story. His story was amazing. His wife, amazing. Family, amazing, man. Great show tonight. Listen, if you're not subscribed to Black Man Unfiltered, what are you waiting on? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You know, we love to have fun over here. We love to have conversations nobody else is having. We love to talk about the deeper things, right? And everything that we do, we need to understand that we need to start putting God first. Right. And if you're not a believer, that's fine as well. But we have to have some type of substance that we stand on. And some type of foundation that we stand on. So in closing, I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for enjoying the conversation. Please share this with a lot of people. We want to spread the word that we're actually trying to do the work here. And every conversation is going to be good like this. Absolutely. Every conversation may get heated sometimes. But that's all about human dialogue. That's all about human conversation, emotions, right? And so again, man, I'm just trying to turn the tide here. And I want to bring people on like Family Values, who is being going through a lot of stuff because of who she is. Weak men in the comments are talking about that she sounds like she's reading a script. No, she's under protection, like her husband said, and people are scared of it. And the most people that are talking, I'm not gonna get on them because we had a golly, really good conversation tonight. So I'm gonna try to stay in the box here. But a lot of the men and women that are talking, a lot of them women and men that are not doing the work, a lot of the women that are having panels destroying men or trying to destroy men, and then recruiting men to try to destroy more men. You know, it's amazing out here. But however, that's their lane. There's an audience for that. We have to live in reality. There's an audience for that. But what we want to do over here, we're going to have a balance here. We have new shows coming, guys. We got new shows coming. We got the Dustosphere coming, which is going to be amazingly funny, right? We got another show coming with Coach K from mental health. So we got another show coming. Coach K is going to have her own show called Get Your Mind Right with Coach K. And because she does that for a living. She's a life coach. She's a therapist, and she's going to help some people get their minds right. And so, guys, the network is going to grow. We're going to grow as individuals. We're going to grow as people. And I am so glad to have people like you guys who come in here every week, who comes in here on a Friday night, on a weekend that we're celebrating Labor Day weekend, where you could be anywhere else and you came to be with your boy. And I want you to know that I appreciate you. I see my boy Sir Hill Speaks is in the building tonight. He was not with us tonight because his babies were at a football game. And they're in the band, I think it is, his daughters. And so he was out there being with his babies. I commend him and give him his flowers as well, to Sir Hill Speaks. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. He's also a member of the channel, guys. If you have not joined the channel, please join the channel. If you want to donate something tonight, when I get up in the morning, I can go get me a nice cup of something from somewhere. Go ahead and donate to Black Man Unfiltered Cash App down at the bottom right there. If you want to do a super chat, you do that as well. Support the channel, because I want to continue to grow the channel and make the channel greater than it's ever been. And if you go back and watch some of my first videos up to where I am right now, equipment, camera, all this other stuff that I had at the beginning, looking like I was on a 1980s TV screen, but I'm here now, and I'm going to continue to grow. And I love everybody that came through. I love the haters. I love the people that have joined. I love the chat. They're undefeated. The moderators, my admin, much love, respect, honor to you, and also to your husband as well for allowing you to be a part of the team as well. So thank you to everybody that came out tonight. Thank you to everybody that was on the platform tonight. Man, we love you. This is Black Man Unfiltered Network. We are doing the work. We're going to have great conversations that nobody else is having. I appreciate you guys. Share this video with 5 people, and let's continue to help this channel grow. Let's get to 1 million subscribers so the whole world can know who we are, and we can humble ourselves to help more people. Now, do something nice for someone. If you can't find anybody else to do anything nice for, do something nice for yourself, because self-help is the best help. Do something for you. A lot of people work every day of the week and never do anything for themselves. This weekend, if you're off on Monday, just lay back, chill, have a great, great day. Right? Get your favorite beverage, watch your favorite movie, because life right now is too fast. Let's slow down. Find an old TV show. Hell, what I'm gonna do tomorrow, I got a lot of games to go to tomorrow because I'm a coach as well for the football team, and my sons play tomorrow, so I'll be busy tomorrow. But on Sunday after church, I'll be here probably watching old episodes of In the Heat of the Night or something crazy. Right? Just to kick back and put my mind back in those days, man, because those were simpler times. All right. But anyway, I don't want to long stroke too hard, guys. You guys have a great night. I love each and every one of you. You are amazing. Your mama amazing. Your daddy's amazing. Go kiss your kids. If you're having a bad relationship with your mom, go and call your mama as soon as this show's over. Go call and tell mama you love her. Call daddy and tell them you love her. Go in there and hug your wife, even if she may want to uppercut you because you've been ignorant. Go hug her. If wives, go hug your husbands. Go kiss your children goodnight, because you never know when it will be your last time. Life is short. Let's live now. This has been Black Man Unfiltered. We'll see you guys on Monday for reaction. Please come in and chill with us. Listen, we have reactions on Monday at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please come into our reactions, man. We have a great, great time. Laugh until we fall out at some of these reactions. So please come in on Tuesday, Talk That Talk Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We got a cast of people that's going to be here week in and week out that's dedicating their time to have the conversation on Wednesday. Please come and support the sports show. It's a 1-on-1 sports show with Dante and Shawnee. Please come and support them at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then Mandrell and Shushu have a show called Unapologetic on Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then on Friday, we'll be right back here for another barbershop conversation at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope you guys are all that down. If not, hit that subscribe button, the like button, the notification button, so you'll know when we go live. All right. Thank you guys so much. Peace. Don't forget to get your Canadian-born Nigerian baby oil. It's on sale 2 for 1. If you haven't gotten your Canadian-born Nigerian baby oil, please go and get your Nigerian baby oil. Also, Gusto's Scam Lightning has wigs on sale. They're called the Wiginator 1000s. Please, if you would like a Wiginator 1000, you can actually plug them up to a USB port and charge the wig. So please, if you want a wig, call 1-855-WIGGLY. That's 1-855-WIGGLY. Thank you so much. Ladies, if you're looking for a stripper for the weekend, please reach out to my guy JT for What We Know podcast. He is stripping. He's taking EBT, DEBT, credit cards. He's taking health insurance. If you have Blue Cross Blue Shield, he'll take that to strip. He does bar mitzvahs. He does wakes. We would like to thank him as well. Last but not least, if you need somebody to dance for your grandmother at the nursing home, Black David dances once a month at your local nursing home. They call him the Nigerian sledgehammer. He comes out with a sledgehammer on his shoulder, butt naked with a tube belt.